Oh shoot. Okay.
Oh,
I had to hit. See, Rangi, I do see how you make this error because you have to hit start broadcast and then start streaming. That is confusing.
Oh no, it's worse.
So
It's okay. It's worse than this. So sometimes you have to hit go live, and sometimes you don't.
Oh
shoot.
Okay.
And it's entirely arbitrary.
Well, we did start because it does say I did get.
It does say Iron is live. I just clicked on the live broadcast.
Yeah,
Hello, everybody.
I accidentally played us out loud at full volume on my iPad and jump scared myself.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I thought that was my fault because my speakers were on and I didn't realize it.
Yeah, I thought it was Dake for a second too. Man.
How does the audio sound?
It's Iron's fault. I'm fine. No worries.
How's the audio sound?
Well, but I can hear everybody at least.
So why are we here? That's the question.
Also, you might notice that
I try not to ask that question.
You might notice that the people here it's slightly different than last time we streamed. As you can see on the previous thumbnail, there is one less person in the room. There's a new challenger arriving. Jam, you wanna?
You mean one more person?
Yeah.
Yeah, we kidnapped a random homeless person, and now he's gonna talk to you about Red Rising.
Yeah,
we
like rising amount of knowledge.
We made him read all the books in like a week.
Jam was mentioned I think like 30 times last stream, so he's kind of already got introduced. But Jam, why don't you kind of give your overview of Red Rising as a series with like no spoilers, and then we'll jump into the recap.
You're trusting Jam not to spoil anything.
It's a risk.
What can
I swear to God, I will set you on fire.
What can I say about this series that probably wasn't already mentioned last week? I guess your background. Falcon, funny that you mentioned it. Was like, oh, you've read the books in a week. You want to know how I found out about this series? I already bought the books, and I was like, oh, I'll get around to them. And I was reading the 10th Wheel of Time book, Crossroads of Twilight. I was like halfway through, and it's like, damn, this book kind of sucks. And so I'm like, oh shit, like, what do I have on my shelf that I can like use as like a buffer? I started reading Red Rising, and I got through the first part. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna come back to this, and I'm just gonna power through Crossroads of Twilight. Then I took like 6 months. I took 6 months off from that, because point being, Crossroads of Twilight probably the worst book in the series. The series is pretty good, just not that one. But then I read.
I'm going to find a way to telekinetically punch you for that.
No. Dake has strong takes, everyone.
Crossroads of Twilight.
I have strong opinions when it comes to Wheel of Time. You're damn right I do.
Even you must admit it is the most meandering book in the series.
Oh, you're gonna hate Feast then.
I don't think I would.
Oh, Feast for Crows.
Yeah, that's like that whole book is just meandering from start to finish.
I think I've heard Jubilee complain about it.
It's Gizo's favorite book. I don't know how.
I don't want to do real things and go back into the Wheel of Time. So let's just move on.
But anyway, I read the books all the way through. I think I read the original trilogy like all in like a month and a half. I'm a bit of a slow reader, but I finished it. I loved it. Then I started reading books 4, 5, and 6, and it's like, oh shit, this is like one of my favorite sci-fi things ever made. Like this just replaces Star Wars for me. It's like, oh, you should read like the extended trilogy, or like, oh, there's like some good supplement materials. Like I don't care. I doubt I'll love it as much as this.
Yeah, I mean, I like Red Rising more than Star Wars at this point as well, which is I never thought I would say that. Falcon, you were saying the same thing, right?
I was saying like narratively, I think it's stronger. That was kind of my perspective.
Yeah.
It's like I like Star Wars is fine. I think it's fine. I like it.
You have a bit of a hot take on some of the Star Wars like stronger entries. Like you're not a big Return of the Jedi fan.
I think there's like half of a good movie in there. I do not like the Ewoks. I think the beginning part at Jabba's palace is kind of stupid, but the payoffs are pretty neat.
Yeah. Also, Jam, you are roboting a little bit.
La 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 la. Hello.
I think.
Hello.
How can you not like the Ewoks when they got 2 movies of their own?
Your Man of Courage is fucking awesome. I will agree. But
Yeah,
They are
Boba,
clearly-
that was
they are
wasn't that
clearly-
Boba Fett's like first canonical
They are
appearance?
clearly
No,
named-
holiday special was
Oh, that
Boba
was
Fett's
holiday
first.
special.
Holiday
Yeah.
special was Boba's
Right.
first appearance.
Yeah.
I didn't mention
but-
that one because it doesn't have Ewoks.
Oh shit.
So actually, I actually lied to everybody here. This is not my favorite sci-fi thing of all time. That goes to The Expanse. But if the 7th book comes out and it's just as good, as the rest, this will probably overtake it.
I just got a haircut
enough.
and I keep touching my hair and then like thousands of like hair particles go everywhere. That's fun.
That's usually
Stop
what
having
happens.
hair. That's your solution.
I have a
Uh,
habit of touching my hair a lot, so this is gonna get annoying.
So
I'm
So,
familiar with
I
these
actually-
words
so
haircut, but when you put them together, it makes no sense to me.
What?
So I actually went back and I reread. I started rereading. To catch myself up for this. Part 1 of this book, because you guys already mentioned it. I'll do like a quick summary, like chapters 1, 2, and 3. A great start.
Mhm.
Well, maybe not great. So the thing is, like, Red Rising, as I like it now, it's like the first book is not the main reason why I fell in love with this series. It's a pretty alright starter. It's very like I can tell that Pierce is a bit like
Insecure.
a bit insecure with how he wanted it to be. It's very like he's kind of like pulling out all like the stops like tropes wise.
Mhm.
It's very young adult coded, and I don't mean to say like that makes it bad. It's just it is what it is. I've heard it compared to like
think I agree
like
with that.
No, I
actually.
agree with
hear that
Jam.
From around,
I think it hits
young
YA
adult.
Yeah,
tropes.
I mean,
I don't.
it's not
Seriously.
it's not a measure of quality. It's just a measure of genre. It absolutely
yeah.
feels like any other young
And,
adult
like,
novel. It's just better at
the thing is,
executing
like,
it, which is
Young
No,
adult
I'm
is basically
sorry,
like a
guys,
dirty
no.
word when it comes to genre.
It is, and it should be, and it should always be. It should forever be a dirty word when it comes to genre because it's a horrible, horrible insult. This is not a young adult story.
it is.
Not by any measure.
I'm not saying
I'm
that.
sorry,
no,
Dake, it
I'm not
is.
saying that it is.
I
Okay,
don't,
first, I'm not.
I don't understand what metric you guys are applying.
All
to
it
say
has all the same
genuinely
tropes. it's like the
Like,
star-crossed
no,
the main
lovers.
That's not a YA thing.
Dude, no, it's the mix of all the tropes combined. That's what makes a genre. Like just having one
I have a
element of
feeling-
something.
I have a horrible feeling that if we go through this for 5 minutes and you give me a list of YA tropes, I'm gonna say for every single one of them, that's not a YA trope.
Okay, then what's the point of having tropes? Because you can mix and match genres all you want.
I'll give you a better question. What's the point in calling any shit YA? Because it means absolutely fucking nothing. We used to call it tween.
Okay, same thing. It's a tween story. It makes the same point.
Red Rising is not
Okay,
a tween
so-
story. It's an adult story. It is a particularly adult story when you consider some of
You
the
can say
latest.
that-
I'm not gonna go into it. It's okay. Nobody needs to call spoilers on me. It's fine. But no, this is no way.
My
a
point
YA.
is.
No,
my-
agree to
my
disagree.
point is.
Go on, Jam.
Yeah. So my thing was Red Rising, at least the first book. It is a very different like ball game once you even like when you get to the second book, Golden Sun, or like
Golden Sun
at
is
the
a
end of the
big
trilogy.
change.
It's especially a completely
There
different
is.
ball game like when you get to like books 4, 5, and 6. Because
Yeah.
I've actually been going back and forth between like this like Red Rising and Dark Age, and I'm like, how the fuck did we get here? In a good way.
Yeah.
But I would say the books get better incrementally as you go along. This is probably the weakest one out of the entire series.
It's still pretty damn
Lightbringer
good.
kind of Lightbringer has like its issues, but I would still consider that a better book than this.
I
Not
think.
to say that it's
Hmm.
bad.
Sorry,
It's
go on.
just it's like not to say that the first book is bad. I love it. I adore it for what it sets up. But it's like when you get to the later entries, like it just gets better, and you can see more of the cracks as it shows up. For one thing, part 1, extremely rushed,
Mhm.
really, really rushed, and because I just got back from reading it, the first 3 chapters,
I
like
mean, it's only 50 pages.
Yeah.
yeah, like I just wish we got more because there's a lot of characters introduced and like EO who becomes like a central part of the series. It's like we don't really get a lot of time with them. But the things we get are really good. I just wish that we got more.
Yeah, we haven't done much with Ao yet because she's kind of gets chapter 4 to kind of flex most of her character.
Chapter 4 is basically they inject all of her character into that chapter because you get a little bit of her when he's flirting with his wife when she comes out of the room with the secret in it, which we all know except for Rangi. That gives you a kind of little insight into their relationship, but not really much of her character, just kind of how they're like a happy couple. And then it's not until chapter 4 where they give you Eo's entire perspective on the world, her thoughts, her beliefs on everything in one chapter. And for how integral she is throughout the entire series, I think he should have gave that some more time to breathe. The part 1 could have easily been another 20 pages and not lost the fast pacing he was looking for. Because that's why he did it so fast. He was trying to get people in. And he worked, but I think you missed out on some stuff because of that. Go on, Jim.
One thing I can.
The book is north of 400 pages. You could have added a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Golden Sun's already a lot more than that.
Well, this is the only book I think he felt insecure while writing. Maybe Golden Sun a little bit as well. But the first 2, I think he has some insecurities because this is his first 2 books. Because he finds his confidence with each book, especially Iron Gold forward. I think there's a lot of little stuff in Red Rising and Golden Sun that kind of irks me. That I think if he was a more experienced writer, he would have had those kinks ironed out by then.
It's really only one aspect of Golden Sun that irks me, but that's just probably.
We'll get there when we get there.
We'll talk about it when we get there.
But get there when we get there. But
although I can say
there's
there's a lot
really
little in these 50 pages.
The part that
This is
I will say
one of those really rare moments where I play defender for something.
I mean,
I don't agree. I don't agree with
Golden
almost
Sun.
anything you guys just said. I actually think it's really, really tight.
Well, that's not what we never said the beginning wasn't tight. We said it was thin. I think it could use some more exploration.
What you guys were saying about the first 2 books, I'm still trying to keep it vague, obviously. But
I don't really think the second book is that weak. It has elements.
I didn't
so
get the
basically,
sense
it's like I like what is there. I like what's there, but I just wish we got a little bit more, just a little.
I think
To just kind of.
I think EO could have used some more.
I can see all the roots. I can see all the roots from the stuff that he read that influenced his writing and the way he deals with characters. And I think, I think I will give Pierce Brown the highest compliment I think I probably can in terms of writing. He did an absolutely amazing job on his first outing, and while you can see the bones of where he started the ideas, he did them really well.
Also, if you guys need me to deafen at all, just let me know and I'll deafen.
You're fine.
And
you're
all
good.
good.
There's no audio issues.
Dake,
I meant more for spoilers' sake.
No, we're not. I mean, the whole point is that people can watch this as they're at this part. In the book.
We don't want it to just be like we're talking about Iron Gold randomly.
Yeah,
instead we'll talk about Red Rising when we're reading.
Well, it's one thing if we go a couple chapters ahead,
before you watch
in the book.
Before you watch this stream, anybody that's watching this, go out and read the fucking books.
Yeah,
that goes without saying.
And if
you should do that, but if you want to reread them alongside us, that would be cool.
But I would like to try and keep it that we only talk about where we're at and maybe kind of a little bit of what's next. I remember last time we talked about the beginning of part 2, which was like I said, I don't think that's much of an issue if we go a few chapters to touch on some points.
Already there anyway,
one, we don't want to go past Rangi, and 2, I would like to try as much as possible keep it focused to what we are talking about. But if you want to kind of see go a few chapters ahead, where it's kind of going to build to, that's fine as long as we don't go too much into them. Because I remember we mentioned the Mars reveal last time because it was just kind of he mentions it in the prologue. So if Pierce wanted that to be a secret, he could have just not put it in the prologue.
We did complain about the epigraphs.
Jam,
it's not the best kept secret in the world. It is not one of the best kept secrets in the world.
Yeah, I mean, Pierce wanted it to be.
He also messes it up.
He wanted people to think about it.
I will say, when I first read the reveal, I was hooked. Oh shit! Because I didn't really catch on as quick as Iron.
Well, he reveals it earlier in the same chapter by accident, I think. Dancer says there's cities on Mars, and Darrow just doesn't comment on that, and then he shows him a city on Mars. He's like, "There's cities on Mars." I'm like, Dancer told you that already.
Well, I think it was just like when he says cities, like I don't think Darrow was expecting like, oh, like it's fully cultivated. Like maybe there's a few colonies, like colony
I don't
cities.
think even when Dancer first said that, he meant it in the sense that you're taking it. I think he was trying to.
He said,
like mining colonies.
No. The context is he said that the Sons of Ares had played this message across all 100,000 mines and all the major cities of Mars. Is the line.
Sure, but
so how about I would suggest that we get back to this.
Yeah. We'll go over this next time.
Into part 2.
I was gonna say this is fascinating. However, we're supposed to be discussing chapter 4.
Yeah.
And even then, I thought we were talking about a different twist, not the.
Anyway, but Jam, just one last thing. I was gonna say, did you? Because you don't have the extended edition, but what are your thoughts on Pierce removing his initial prologue from the book?
So his initial prologue is Darrow at the Institute, and it's supposed to like put the readers like, oh shit.
No,
like,
the prologue before that.
Like,
you have the regular copy of the book, right?
Yeah. You're talking about the summary. Yeah. Darrow is a red. It's the thing in the reviews. It's the very first
Oh, you mean
page.
like the shit at the back of the book?
No, the front
of
the
book.
At the front.
At least for me, it's at the front.
So what I'm talking about the prologue is when he's
no. It's
like the flash forward.
Yeah, no, he keeps that, and me and Falcon are fine with that, except for a single line.
I like the speech that Augustus gives at the beginning because it's
really
a good.
I think that should stay for sure.
I think you just remove the line that
themes of this series.
There's just one line.
Yeah, the I am no gold, I'm a red. I think if you keep the speech exactly as is and just remove that line, like him being angry he could be angry for a lot of reasons. It doesn't have to be because he's a red. I think if you just remove that line, the speech still, like Jam was saying, sets up the tone for the series pretty well, but doesn't reveal. You don't lose the twist of chapter 8 is it?
Something like that.
Yes.
But the thing Iron was talking about was there's a page at the very beginning of At Least Edition Iron and I have where it says it's like praise for Red Rising and it has reviews. And then at the bottom of the page, like half of the page, it's Darrow is a red, a member of the lowest caste in the color coded society, and then it does like a whole summary and even has. But Darrow has kind of been betrayed, discovering that humanity colonized the surface generations ago.
I didn't even read that part.
I didn't read it either my first time, so I didn't even know about that. If you're like Iron and you're reading every page, it sucks. Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah, no.
That's a major spoiler.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it
there's
feels
so
like
many.
Something the publishers forced him to put in. I don't feel like Pierce would have left it in.
Also, I knew EO was gonna die because the way he worded it didn't leave a lot to the imagination. Driven by longing for justice and the memory of lost love. Yeah. So it's like.
So anyway, just to
go on.
To give a quick summary of chapters 1, 2, and 3.
I was like, his wife. When I read his wife taken, that didn't quite seem like she would die at the time. Like maybe she was she was captured or something.
Well, loss is a pretty permanent word.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I hadn't read that before until this.
What
line is from, but that definitely sounds worse. But yeah, I would say that's the most egregious part of the book.
All right. So to give a quick summary of it, are you delayed or something? Is your mic delayed?
Am I delayed?
No, it's just like I was.
The audio is going to always be a few seconds behind.
If you're talking about the stream, there's always a bit of delay from what we say and what the stream hears.
Oh yeah, stream is 5 to 10 seconds, give or take.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking about the call. Anyway, so chapters 1, 2, and 3. What I like about them in particular is just how, for the little time that we have, you already know how Darrow is, who he is as a character. His first action is just getting out of the Claudril, and the way that they described it melts the skin to the bone. Yeah, he's going down there because he's doing it for the laurel that they're talking about. Mm-hmm. And you guys already talked about what the laurel is and all that. It's basically
he's not just doing
the carrot
it for
at the end
the
of the
laurel.
stick.
He's doing it for the laurel so that he can provide for his wife.
And Jam, the piggyback
and so he can prove a point.
Jam, I want to point out a line to emphasize the point you're making. And I'm not just careful, just nimble. It's just a seemingly innocuous line, but you can extrapolate throughout the whole series that from that line that he's a gambler and that his quick wits.
That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
I didn't say
That's not what Darrow said. He said, "I'm not careful. I'm just nimble."
Yeah, and that I'm explaining. You can extrapolate from that line that he's not a careful person. He's a risk taker. He's a gambling man. He takes risks, and because he's able
you
to
can
justify
also
these risks because he's
No
nimble
wonder
in
he's
both
your
body
favorite
and mind.
character.
What?
I said, no wonder he's your favorite character. Or at least was.
Yeah, he
your
likes
I
favorite.
to
was
gamble.
gonna say you could also extrapolate that through the entire situation. To
Oh,
be
yeah.
fair, like this entire situation is him taking a gamble, and
Yeah,
when he
that's what a
sees-
Helldiver job is. You
Mhm.
take risks generally.
Anyway, I just wanted to point out that line because I think it's like a very good microcosm of the point Jan was
Yeah,
making.
Pierce
Anyway,
does a lot with like just little lines that like
Mhm.
develop the world further in 1 through 3. Like he does a lot with the little.
yeah.
I would say.
Anyway, sorry, Jan, we
Um,
keep cutting you off, but that's going to happen throughout the stream.
Yeah, it's alright. I like the relationship that we see with him and Uncle Nero. Very quickly, like right away, like I think it's like near the end of chapter 3 before like the twist with the Laurel happens. Darrow's basically like acting like a big shot with his uncle, and his uncle basically knows you almost like wasted your life over nothing because he knows
Mhm.
like that the game is rigged and all that shit.
Mhm.
And so when he sees Darrow like boasting about it, like he just like flies into a fit of rage, but he can't tell him because like he doesn't want to break his heart and all that. But he knows like it doesn't matter. Like you're celebrating over nothing, that sort of thing. I have a good appreciation for Uncle Nero. Probably not as
Yes.
much as Iron, but
Yeah, Iron will be the #1 Nero fan for sure. But
if Uncle Nero only has one fan, that it is me.
I think
Because
we're all fans to certain degrees. Maybe not Rangi just yet, but
No, well, so I've read a bit past this already. I know a lot about there, and also you can easily kind of judge the stuff about Nero. Though I don't think we should say on stream if we do want the audience following along. But there is things we could
Well,
flag, like the fact that in this like sequence of chapters, you have Nero forced him to drink all of the drink, and it's like, well, why did he do that?
Nero gets a lot of really like efficient like characterization, like similar to Darrow. Not quite as strong, but like he's definitely like the second strongest character in these couple chapters, I would say.
Yeah,
I remember I was reading through the book the first time I read it through, and like when they got to the township and to Lycos, I'm like, this is the most Irish coded thing I have ever read. they just drink merrily and
they
dance
play
in pairs.
music and they dance and they drink a lot.
Dake, is this true? Is this a good representation of your culture?
And they don't care about the blonde Giga Chads rolling over them.
Exactly.
I'd say it was nearly all true up until the supposed Giga Chad part, because we historically and quite famously cared quite a bit about that.
That hasn't happened yet. Like they haven't had a reason to care. You know, like.
I was gonna say, so part of my like introduction to Irish history was there's a movie like Outlaw King or something about Robert the Bruce, who was, I think that was Irish.
Scottish.
Oh, was it? But you guys kind of are similar culture. I imagine you guys have your own version. Well, no.
People are saying things like that.
No, I'm saying you're both descended from the Celts, and you probably have your own version of Robert the Bruce.
It's actually closer than both descended from the Celts. We're literally directly related, but yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah. You see, he doesn't mind them saying that, because I'm descended from the Irish, so.
I think most of us here are part Irish.
I think most people in America have some level of Irish descent.
It just depends on what degree, though.
Falcon,
but one of us here was.
Yeah. Falcon's snug in the corner.
I will.
It's just funny.
There's one other thing I'll mention. Like,
I'm surrounded by Darrow.
So
I was so happy to
one
see
other
Ray
thing
surprised by that earlier. Like, oh shit, I'm part Irish. Yeah, you are, bro.
Welcome to being an American.
Jam, get used to people talking over you. It's gonna keep happening.
I know.
No. Sorry.
Let's let him finish. So,
I guess one last thing before we can get to like chapter 4. One one other unique part about this book is this is like probably like the lowest scale that the story ever gets, because like you just start out like this slowly little mining village at like the center of Mars, but like fast forward to like near the end, it's like fucking gripping space battles like across like multiple armadas and shit. It's like,
And to say, sorry if you had a little more.
no, go on.
Okay, but to say even like Iron Gold is the start of a new trilogy, it's not even like the same level of stakes. There's a lot happening and going on, in terms of characters and
new concepts are like always introduced with every new installment, and like that can seem exhausting and like it can be messy, but it's always done in a very natural way to where it feels like nothing feels made up, like everything feels like naturally introduced.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think anime can learn a thing from Red Rising on how to scale upwards believably and organically. Like, it's basically like you start with save the cat and kill God, and like that kind of level of scaling, but like it does it in a way that's like completely believable and organic, whereas a lot of anime, it's like, how the fuck did we get here? So I think this is like a good example of how to scale way upwards over time and like at a good pace, and like there's a reason it keeps getting bigger scale, and like it justifies why the same characters who started the series at like no relevance at all are now the most relevant people in the universe. Like it does a good job of justifying that. And it's not just some like it's not some stupid not to say they're always bad, but like the hero prophecy, like he was destined to do it. A lot of times that can be lame and cliche. It's not to say that some of the best stories don't do that, but it's pretty overdone, I think, and usually done poorly. But go on. Sorry, were you gonna say something?
Yeah. And when it gets like low stakes, like the main goal of the character is like, oh, I want to win the big
food.
prize for my people, so they can. Yeah, so we can. Well, not just more food, but like it's the like classy shit, like cinnamon on bread, like fancy like bottles of alcohol and like ribbons and like extra quilts for the people. And they mention like they haven't won a laurel in like in the past like 100 competitions.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
I'm pretty sure Lambda, like other people,
because
Rank, what
I didn't want to hear what happened.
Okay, he was just not listening to what we were saying. But anyways,
no, I only just put on the headset.
Sorry, I got like flashbanged. Okay, so the book specifically says like it's like I think Gamma hasn't always won, but they've been winning for like a very, very long time. But Lambda personally has never won anything. Like,
I think we're meant to believe that like it's just been no one can remember a time before Gamma, which kind of implies that it's always been Gamma.
I'm pretty sure
like in their minds they've never won.
Well, no, it's
I'm pretty sure the line from Darrow was in living memory, Gamma have always won.
Yeah, and which I think you're supposed to extrapolate from that Gamma has always won, because it's always been the case that in living memory Gamma has always won, because that's the way things are and will always be, because that's how the hierarchy is established.
Yeah, I think so too.
And the way that the third chapter ends, like it basically starts off with Podgenus. He's like giving off his grand speech, and his speech is cut off by Darrow saying, "We lost the laurel."
It's such a funny way how he does it. And Gamma gets the laurel, and we don't.
To say as little as possible, it's kind of like that kind of styling that Pierce does will come back later for twists, and I think it's really great.
Yeah. But it's like ending the chapter 3 is like your first clue, like. First clue, basically, these people are basically cattle. Like, there's no way for them to actually like move up in the system. This is just how it's always going to be.
Yeah, they can't even go from the bottom to the second lowest.
From the very beginning of the story, like with how it talks about like they let the loved ones do it and all that. Like,
that might be my favorite line in the whole series.
It's a good line. It just shows how downtrodden they are. Like just
and I guess we can move on.
But yeah, we can
move on to chapter 4.
Yeah, but before we go to chapter 4, I want to say part of the reason I like Uncle Darrow so much is not only he justifies it in story why he's such a cool character, because I think he does the most with the least out of any character in the series. Like I think he has literally been given no special gifts at all, and like what he ends up doing throughout the series without like really anything, it's pretty impressive. And I think the reason I liked him so much in part 1 is because I really liked the archetype archetype of like the jaded old drunk who actually knows a lot
more to him than he seems.
Yeah, there's more than he sees. He cares and knows a lot more than he lets on. And
like the tragic part is like his nephew sees him as a coward and like at least my dad died for something, and he's like, oh yeah, your father, like at least I'm not suicidal like your father, which is like it's true.
And Dale, I like how Dale said Nero was the best of his brothers, because he kind of was. Like he's the only one who kind of had, because they all knew that they didn't deserve this, but he was the only one who could bear the cruelty to like stick around for the next generation, because like the rest all got themselves killed, whereas he was there to raise Darrow, because if he joined Dale in his foolishness, Darrow had been left without a father figure. Yeah.
The closest would have been Kieran, but like Kieran's only like a couple years older.
Kieran's also kind of a pussy at this part of the series.
Yeah.
I mean, Kieran becomes a fucking Giga Chad later in the book.
Yes, but right now he's a pussy.
I get to slander Kieran now for Rangi's sake. Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say, for what
it's gonna be like me with Cassius. There will be Cassius slander.
One of the things
Cassius slander.
Go on, Rangi.
One of the things I can say as somebody who is not like familiar with the like later history of the books, I think it's particularly interesting how jaded not only Nero feels, but other like older
Deanna for
like
sure.
Deanna, old Ripper, Darrow.
I think Deanna even mentions like, oh, I don't care if like the alcohol is drugged. At least I'm a slave to alcohol rather than like these other.
Whenever Deanna speaks, it's always just a banger line.
It is.
You just get so much about her with just barely anything.
Her and Nero are just such Giga Chads.
I'm specifically talking about like the men of Lambda. It feels like the idea of almost like
they've lived Darrow's life before.
Yeah, basically, exactly. That's what it feels like. It's like they know they aren't winning the laurel. It's not that the old men are like too careful and too set in their ways. It is that they know there is no point in.
They understand how the world works. They've lived long enough to kind of gather it piece by piece, whereas the young haven't figured it out yet. Well, except for EO, because she's a bit smarter than most of them are.
And it gets the impression this is a repeated tragedy. This is not like a new situation. This is probably a generational thing where you get like
the cycle repeats with every generation.
Yeah. You get, and we talked about this I think a bit in this last stream, but I kind of love that about that, and I think it gives a lot of characterization to why Nero is so jaded. It's like, well, literally, however hard we work, Gamma will always get the laurel in our lifetime until they fall out of favor with.
The only thing that's kind of like keeping them going is just like the teleprompter from Octavia, where she's like, "You're like the first pioneers for this new world."
Well, that's for the young generation.
They probably, deep down, they probably know that's a lie. Even like the younger ones.
Nero definitely knows it's a lie.
Well, the thing that keeps the older generations going is family, because that's like the one thing that Red has that no other color really has, is like they have like the nuclear family. They're the only color that really
their family survives and is somewhat thriving.
Well, they're the only family that still kind of believes, or the only color that still believes in the nuclear family, and like there is like a real genuine power in the nuclear family, which is kind of why they're like the happiest despite having the least.
Yeah. They probably have the most culture out of them all as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and with the twist of Gamma winning, actually, there's a really good quote I can just read off that like illustrates it. Yet, despite the disappointment, some part of us doesn't blame the society. We blame Gamma, who receives the gifts. A man's only got so much hate, I suppose.
Well, that's a different
point.
And
when he sees his children's ribs through their shirts while his neighbors line their bellies with meat, stews, and sugar tarts, it's hard for him to hate anyone but them.
Well, I mean, that's
it's the point. That is the point.
Well, no, that's a different point. We were talking about the strength of the nuclear family. That's the point of putting hierarchies within hierarchies, so you don't blame the top.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the point of why they lose the laurel.
Well, yeah, I just that was a bit of a non sequitur. That's fine. I'll All good.
Yeah, I was trying.
It isn't really. It isn't really a good line. How and it.
Oh, it is for sure.
I was.
It's
I
part
was
of the
trying
gold tactic to keep people in line because it creates a
I was
different.
trying to be subtle in our like moving forward.
We could just say let's move forward.
Yeah, we can start going forward. If you want.
Well, no, because a lot of this conversation is already kind of covered by the.
Yeah, we did do. We're kind of recapping for sure.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, back. I actually have the book right with me, so I can do like a play-by-play if you want.
So do I.
So we start off with chapter 4, like post Laurel awarding. I need like a better word for that. Basically, the Reds are celebrating anyway. Like they're going down to the dancing hall, and like drinking and like trying to at least be happy about it. But Darrow, he's the one that's not. He's not too satisfied with it. Like he's sitting there and he's basically realizing like the game. I guess the game really was just rigged from the start.
He's bloody damn pissed.
He's still, he still wants to like deep down. He still wants to believe that there's a purpose for them to all repeated. Like. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There's like a disconnect. I didn't catch what you're saying.
Also, Dake, remember you are muted.
Dake's muted.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, just a quick like a game of merit won by birth. That's just like that Darrow's kind of realized now. It's like that's just gonna be like a point of repetition and like it's kind of a microcosm of.
Oh yeah, Pierce is really good at creating microcosms of like illustrating a point on a smaller scale and then blowing it up proportionally. I think that's one of his strongest strengths as a writer.
Yeah, and so anyway, Io walks up to him and Darrow even mentions like she's probably more pissed than I am because like she hates the society even more, but all she says is that she wants him to dance with her. And she says it in like a very soft way. It's like you can't even tell if she's angry or not.
She whispers the line.
Yeah. And they do end up dancing together, and she takes him over to the Webbery because there's a passageway that only she is aware of.
Dumbledore says softly. Sorry, just that the way Falcon said that made me think of that joke.
It'd be funny if there's ever a real dog shit adaptation of Red Rising and just screams it at him. I hope that never happens. That never happens. God forbid.
Dance with me!
So I guess this is where I bring in the big question I have from this chapter. Did she expect that?
Yes.
I think it was planned, definitely. No. Well, because she's way too like specifically like saying things for me to think it's like accidental that they got caught and then
Well, they weren't supposed to get caught.
I think she definitely.
I don't know if we're getting caught.
No.
So there is one thing that you will learn about like these next few chapters. Io is very idealistic. She's not the best person.
She's pretty short-sighted. She like we're gonna go over it in chapter 5, but when she wants Darrow to hit Ugly Dan, that would have got them both killed right there and then and ended her dream like that. Like
the whole story would have ended if Ao got what she actually wanted in that moment. But I don't think she wanted to get caught. Then.
No,
I think it was a disadvantageous position.
She can be very manipulative. So
oh yeah, for sure.
I got that vibe too.
There is a chance. I think it's ambiguous. I don't think she wanted them to get caught. I think she had in the back of her mind that even if they do get caught, she can spin it into manipulating Darrow. I think that's kind of. I think
she
that's
wanted
my
them to
take.
Fight after getting caught, but I don't think she's like let's leave and get caught.
No, I think she was trying to.
Lives, and I can show Darrow my other gift.
I think you're both on the right track. My read of it was.
She knew what he would do. I think she knew what he would do.
Yeah.
And I think she chose things to push him towards it.
Yeah, I think she's an opportunist. I don't think she was like this like fucking little finger type planner orchestrating all these events. I think she just took advantage of each situation.
Opportunity for Darrow to rebel, but that was the opportunity showing up. So she wants.
I'll just say if Io was able to get like a state of the world like a decade after this probably was not what she wanted at all.
Well, she was just a little girl. She's an idealist.
Like, I mean, she just wants Red to be fully free. Yeah, so that's
she wants the Red to be free and self-governing. That's her entire viewpoint.
Essentially, yeah.
I think she's a short-sighted idealist who's an opportunist, and the one thing she can picture in the long game though is that Darrow is a natural-born leader. She saw that from when he was a boy that he had that in him, and she was right. So. She got that right at least.
Okay, no, I think she also knew though that he would definitely not strike out at immediately. I think she knew she'd have to martyr herself for him to do anything.
I don't think she
Yeah.
would have done that if Nero wasn't there. I think she specifically did that to prove a point to Nero.
Because she
Yeah,
knew
I
that
think-
the entire top brass was there, so she thought, well, this
She was
is it.
definitely
She's an
I think
opportunist. That's what I keep
multiple-
saying.
she's all multiple opportunities she sees. It wasn't really like deeply planned. Like
Yeah.
she just wants her goals as fast as she could.
But
hit them.
She's like
I
Darrow.
don't
She
think-
takes
to
shortcuts.
kind of like stay on target a little bit.
Wait,
I
no,
don't-
Dake is
Wow.
trying to make a point.
I don't think so.
I was just gonna say
I'm with Rangi on this one.
I was just gonna say to stay on target. So as she leads him down the shaft, she gives him half of a Hamanthus blood blossom, and she kind of like splits it in half, or like both, like
Yeah,
for both
and-
of them.
And
And she opens
this is what made me think all of this was
Rangi,
premeditated.
this is the problem, Jake. There's something that completely blows up Rangi's theory, but I can't tell him without spoiling it.
Yeah,
The second
So-
gift completely unravels the idea that this was all planned.
that's kind of where I have a lot of my perspective.
doesn't,
on it
though.
from.
It does.
It doesn't at all.
She was
It doesn't.
Okay,
she was
wait.
going to show
If
him that
anything-
day until it all happened.
Like
If-
I said,
if-
if you
if
guys
anything,
want to
it has,
argue
like-
this, I can always.
No, because
we
I
can
don't
always
want
save it for that stream.
Yeah, but I'm just
Well, I
saying.
just-
the-
Format of the
let's-
stream should have us talking about these reveals too early.
Alright.
Is the thing.
yeah. Let's not get into that. Like we're
That's
Stick-
true. Well,
yeah.
well, okay. You can prompt it when we get to that eventual chapter. But
Well, that's going to be like
Yes.
a year from now.
I kind of want to. Yeah. Well, we'll speed it.
With
I think if we
it,
stick to like chronologically, we should be able to
Mhm.
like.
Yeah.
But anyway, she opens
We'll
up
make
the hatch, and then they climb up, and they're in a forested clearing. And at this point, like, if you didn't read the spoilers, you're basically to assume like, oh, this is just like their progress on the cultivation and terraforming. And so this is the first time that Darrow has ever seen like just like growing trees or like animals.
grass.
Well, I mean,
grass
it's
Yeah.
I mean,
specifically
Jam, it's just a
has,
green room.
like,
Like they have those
Yeah.
like in like place like in Antarctica. There's green rooms. Like it's just kind of like that's the
Yes.
equivalence of it. It's not like
Yeah,
an
it's
example of
I would say it's
terraforming.
more real. I would say it's more realistic than that.
I would assume like it was a big shock because
Well, he's
people
just never
probably under
seen
the
it in
assumption
person.
that
And
they
from
were
their
still
perspective,
underway.
the kids both think that that's like the real world, and then it's been hidden away from them, and then they kind of find like Darrow finds out later that
Oh,
it's more of a
Well, yeah,
different thing.
from Jam, so Jam's correct that they think that it is, but like in reality, it's just
Yeah.
a green room.
Yeah, and so as they
No, they know this is a specific. The way it's worded, they know this is a specific room for the what do you
No,
call
but-
that again?
But they
guard.
think it's a part. They think it's like a
Raised.
microcosm of the terraforming process. They think they're testing it in this room. That's their thought process here.
I don't know if they do. My
There's a line that I
impression
think actually does say that.
There's a line that
impression-
Obsidians have like at this room for just fucking around, but I don't think it's mentioned in part 1. I thought it was an early
Well,
part 2.
well, yeah.
My-
No, EO
well,
says like
there's
we
a
are.
Darrow-
wonders if that's part of it, and it's grays, not obsidians.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
great.
sorry, Grace. My bad.
Well, there's a line that EO says that like our blood, sweat, and tears like grew this grass or something. And unless that's like she's completely talking metaphorical, I think you're supposed to believe that she believes that like their work has contributed to this room being possible, which actually it is in a very roundabout way.
Oh, okay. So my
Not roundabout at all, Jam. It's a direct line.
Well, it is a direct
Yeah,
line, but like that room's probably
oh.
been there long before that like any of their
Okay.
ancestors were alive.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's true. But can
Sure,
I
but it's there
explain
because of
my
red.
perspective?
Yeah, fair.
Wait, can I
Yeah.
explain my perspective?
Sure, go on,
on
Rangi.
it? Okay, so my view is their perspective on it is, oh, this is obviously like a room set up for the Greys to know what we're building towards. This is like a controlled like sort of area that is like meant to reflect Earth. That's what I got the impression of, because especially because otherwise if Darrow gets the impression that this is just the surface of Mars.
Well, no, he
is,
explicitly says he knows it's not. He says, "I can't see the face of Mars, but I can see its viewpoint."
yeah, and I think that it is that. It is probably that, because I don't think that the society would take the risk of like having it be that overt with the garden?
Well, yeah, they literally block off the sides so you can't see the face of Mars in case any red snuck in. Like you can only see the sky.
Yeah, and therefore I'm like, what they are seeing is extremely simulated as a measure. And maybe, I don't know, maybe there's information you guys get later about how much the Greys are in the know, because I don't know how much the Greys are in the know.
Well, we'll have to get to that later.
But yeah, they are completely in the know. They know.
Well, Rangi didn't know that.
Okay,
I was
Jam.
gonna save that for later, but
Jam, me giving them like the benefit of the doubt, not knowing, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna spoil.
Okay, but Rangi, to be fair, you can use context clues. They
right.
had to come in through Earth.
To be fair,
it was
I did
you
assume.
giving us the benefit of the doubt. Jam, who always calls everyone else the spoiler factory, and then just
in Jam's defense, all right,
let's actually get back on track.
Right before we do, in Jam's defense, if you can use the context clues, they had to come in from Earth, fly to the surface.
Iron, stop. Iron. We're moving on.
Yes.
Yeah, it took you longer to say that than my point, but go on, Jam.
I don't.
Well, yeah, the point was not to let you do your point.
So anyway, to continue. So they walk up there, and this is the first time like Darrow is actually seeing pure greenery, and they spend some time watching the stars, and Eo's pointing out to Darrow like, oh, that's the Andromeda Galaxy, and like, oh, that's that, and like these are the first, like, Darrow's probably only ever like just imagined these things. Like he has no idea like that any of this was actually real. Like he never thought that he would ever like actually be up here.
I do really like that the Andromeda Galaxy you can see.
Yeah.
The emotions of it, because this is like storybook stuff for him.
It's like a fairy tale come to life.
Portray that very, very well. That this is like an extreme like emotional like moment for Darrow. It's like, oh yeah, we're experiencing like grass, which I've only ever heard in stories, and you know, all this other stuff, and the smell of it, and this
nostalgia despite not knowing what grass is.
Yes, actually, that's actually a really good line that they had in it that I didn't even remember. But yeah, they do a lot of work detailing like the thoughts and feelings of Darrow here, and I feel like it conveys the point of how like inspirational and amazing this is to him through his perspective as somebody who's lived underground in like a cave system all his life.
Yeah. It's a nice little fish out of water experience, if you could call it that.
Well, so, it's somebody experiencing the Garden of Eden.
Kind of, yeah.
That's kind of what it is.
I mean, Piers likes his biblical analogies.
Yeah. And so to continue after that, as they're laying down, Io mentions like how she like learned like stories of the Andromeda Galaxy from her mom, and how she was given like inks from like some of the Greys, like one in particular, Bridge, who like kind of had like a soft spot for her, and she would like draw the Andromeda Galaxy from like inks that he would give her. And as they're lying together, she basically just tells him, hey, like you won the laurel, and like we all know it. And Darrow's basically saying, well, after looking at this, like, doesn't matter. And that really sets Io off in particular, because she's trying to make a point to Darrow. First and foremost, it's like why do you just like sit around? Like why are you like satisfied with the way that things are? And she kind of like gets under his skin with this. Like he gets angry with her, and like she's trying to prove a point, and she even invokes his father, like, oh, your father had the right of it. And it kind of gets into my point of like, Io is not a good person. Like she's
an idealist who puts dreams above
how she treats Darrow in particular.
And here's like one part in particular, where she says that we have claim over this land. Our blood and sweat watered the soil, yet it belongs to the golds and to the society. How long has it been this way? 100, 150 years of pioneers mining and dying? Our blood and their orders. We prepare this land for callers that have never shed sweat for us. Callers that sit in comfort on their thrones on distant Earth. Callers that have never been to Mars. Is that something that you want to live for? I'll say it again. Your father had the right of it. So she's very, like, much an idealist. Like, she believes that this entire thing is a sham. Like, things are just going to be this way forever. Like, any promises that they give them, like, they're not worth anything. And Darrow is basically, like, he basically snaps back at her. It's like, yeah, my father died because he had the right of it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically like throwing it back at her. Like, don't like mention my father as if like what he did was something noble.
History was written by those who hung heroes like Dale.
She straight up says he was weak because he didn't go far enough, essentially.
Well, let's see what happens when you do go far enough, right?
Yeah.
It is interesting. AO is very much like ideologically captured. I would say that.
She is, yeah. She's
the idealist of like the story as far as this book is going.
Darrow's a realist. She's an idealist. And it continues to be that way. Darrow stays very pragmatic throughout the entire series.
Other way around.
What?
Oh, is it?
I think so. Yeah.
You think Eo's a realist and Darrow's an idealist? Really?
Well, the thing is, like, depending on like how you want to.
She is a realist to the universe as she understands it to be. Darrow is very much an idealist, and I don't think anyone would argue with me on that one.
At this point of
I disagree.
Story, I can kind of At this point in the story, I can kind of agree.
I mean, I think with how he thought he could win the laurel and like prove himself, that's very idealistic perspective.
Not even that; it goes further. I'm being very, very vague, but it goes further.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But to continue just a little bit more, Darrow basically goes on and says, like, the only thing that my father ever did was rob me of my father, and like if that makes him like, oh yeah, here it is. What's the point of dying? I'm only a martyr's son. So tell me what the man accomplished by robbing me of a father. Tell me what good comes from all of that sadness. And so it's like he doesn't view like what his father did as anything noble. If anything, he resents him a lot for it, and like he doesn't really understand what Io is like trying to point out.
He is 16 this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Worth remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prime young adult novel age.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
And Io basically says like
age.
Yeah. And Io's basically saying like Darrow's like thinking is no different from an automaton, like basically just a robot. And like there's no like emptiness is life without freedom. And that's what Darrow is like. He feels like empty. Like he thinks that like what he's doing is like making a difference, or like the small things. It's just
he thinks that he is making a difference in what he can actually affect.
Well, his world is only himself and his family.
He thinks he can make a difference.
Yes. Actually, no, that's kind of what I mean. He thinks he can make a difference, but I don't think he feels like he can change the society, but
he can make a difference for his family.
And that is his entire world. Like, he even says in this chapter, he lives for himself, Io, and his family.
He believes that to be true as he is now. He still thinks he can make a difference in his limited world.
Mm-hmm. Which is, his world is Lambda, essentially. That's all he cares about.
Yep. And then after, like, the reveal of, Gamma gets the laurel. Even then, he's kind of still clinging to, like, okay, but I can make sure Gamma is not, like, suffering. Like, okay,
Lambda.
We can't improve our situation, but we can keep what we have.
You said Gamma, Rangi, you meant Lambda.
Oh, yeah, Lambda. Like, well, when Gamma gets the laurel, he's like, okay, well, Lambda.
Damn, you have a new name.
Lambda.
But to continue on a little bit, where she calls like Darrow and like the rest like machine men with machine hearts.
No, machine men, machine minds, and then he says and machine hearts, which kind of gets her to like wince a little bit.
Yeah, and And he basically like throws it back to us like, well, with all the shit that you told to me, like, what exactly do you live for? And this is what she says like verbatim, like, it's not just some dream. I live for the dream that my children will be born free, that they'll be what they like, that they will own the land their father gave them. And the only thing that Darrow says to that, like with a sad look on his face, is that I live for you. And to him, like he thinks that that's enough, but Eos just says, "You must live for more."
Which is
And that line is super pivotal
throughout the whole
the rest of
series.
this.
It's like an emotional column.
It's
of the story.
Well,
it's a thematic
it's
resonance that goes throughout multiple characters in multiple books.
Yeah.
It's also particularly interesting because if you go look, it's kind of almost a subversion of expectations, I would say. It's so the standard like protagonist for these types of stories is just like, yeah, I will is still like small town guy, but it's like, oh no, I'm gonna strive to make a better world for everybody. I think that's like there's a level of that with a lot of stories, and this one is just like, no, okay, I know the world is unfair, but I'm just gonna continue on the way we're going.
I'm gonna disagree, Rangi, specifically based on who Pierce bases his characters off of. In a classic historical example, the hero refuses the call to adventure and has to kind of be forced into the role of being the hero.
Depends on the story, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
stories where
but
it's
that's
that's like a more modern trope.
Yeah, and Pierce has most of his inspirations are more classical.
Famous example that's about 1800 years old.
I mean, there's always going to be examples of both, but I wouldn't say this is subverts expectations. I think there's just two different archetypes that are very common.
I think what I like about Darrow's reaction to that line is basically him saying like, "What is like?" He's starting to down himself. Like, is my love like? Does she think that my love for her is not enough? Like, have I failed in some way?
Mm-hmm.
And before he's like given much time to ruminate about that, they start to head back and he asks questions like, "What about the second?" Yeah, she's like, "Oh yeah, what about my second gift?" And she says, "Oh, like it's like that can wait until later."
So, which I'm gonna go back to that point.
To cycle back to that, I feel like a lot of the characterization of Darrow almost feels like it's signaling towards one way, and the subversion is that they're going the other way.
See, I never got that read at all.
I agree.
Wait, you agree with me or Iron?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you too, Rangi, because it's like it's definitely kind of going for like, does Darrow start a revolution here? But that doesn't quite work.
It's signaling he's the hot shot, like he is the number one helldiver, and then no, he is still like, well, no, I'm going to do what the society expects. I'm just gonna take the lashings, and then we're gonna go about our normal lives. And
Mr. Prime tends to say, "Take the L."
See, the reason I disagree with you is because Darrow foreshadows this kind of thinking is when he says like the sons of Ares, like they're not gonna get anything done. They're just like prolonging the inevitable of like Mars like finally getting colonized and everything. He's like, it's the selfish thinking of trying to change things for better. Just like it's better to just obey and like move things along. He has several lines about that for his father.
Committing terrorist attacks. Yeah. They're committing terrorist attacks because they feel bad for us. Like,
like I can feel a bit resentful of tantrum.
Yeah, and so there's so many lines like that throughout all the first three chapters that I think I never got that.
I don't agree with most of that.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just going based off the type of lines Darrow said led me down this exact.
This is
consistent for all four chapters.
This is why he does everything in first person and why he switches things out for different POVs. It's supposed to lead you down certain paths.
Yeah, but
you're reading the person's thoughts.
If you want to get into that, like I feel like that's hang on. What I'm saying is like later. What I'm saying is
what we're talking about at the moment is what Darrow believes to be the universe and how he fits into it. He doesn't have any further context.
Yeah, I understand that, and I don't. So that's why I don't.
This is what I'm trying to say is he's only reacting to the very narrow set of impulses that he's given from a very narrow frame of reference. He can only do what he does. He can't conceive of anything else.
Which is why I don't think
there is something else.
Which is why I don't think it's a twist that he rejects EO's call to do more, because he only sees his little world. He thinks trying to change that is pointless and only makes things worse based off the lesson of his father. Like that's his takeaway from his father getting himself killed. So I don't think it's a subversion. I think each chapter builds this point. How's it a subversion? It's in line with everything else he said the entire series so far.
Hold on, wait. Okay, so because our immediate introduction to Darrow is him trying to change the status quo.
No, it's him taking a risk
within his means.
Within his means.
Yeah. So and I think they do signal the subversion.
But
I agree.
This is why I keep trying to tell you it's not a subversion. He doesn't see his own potential. EO does. That's the point of this scene. He's very closed-minded. That's why he rejects her initial call to adventure. It's very classic hero's journey. That's not a subversion. He's willfully ignorant, and EO is pointing this out to him. That's like exactly how I thought this scene would go, and it does.
That is a pretty direct subversion of the call to adventure and the hero's journey.
No, that's exactly how the hero's journey goes. You're supposed to reject the call to adventure. That's the classic hero's like.
No.
Like if you study like the hero journey, like the actual like thesis analysis of the hero's journey, that's part of the cycle. It's one of the core parts of it.
I'm actually I guess when it comes to like the hero's journey, I'm one of I'm one of the few that actually thinks that like the hero's journey as a if you use that as a blueprint, it's complete bullshit. Like the hero's journey, like it's not. People treat it as like the be all end all for like your for your like heroic characters. But,
I
like,
agree with you.
If you look at like,
I actually agree with this.
Yeah, if you look at Dune, for example, like it doesn't follow the hero's journey at all.
Well, it doesn't have to.
Like,
I'm just saying, if you're going to do it, there is a pattern for it.
It really follows the hero's journey. It's just you're looking at the wrong person as the hero.
Well, I was gonna say the hero's journey works if you're overly broad, but
the Dune story works over 7 books, and Paul is not the hero.
Okay,
yeah.
but
if you're looking at Paul as the hero,
I don't believe in the idea of the monomyth. That's what I mean, because the monomyth can certainly exist if you broaden out the perspective as much as possible for every story possible, and like look for those specific elements. Maybe it could. But I don't necessarily believe in the monomyth as it's often portrayed.
Well, the point of the monomyth is it is the bare bones blueprint that you spin off of. But like that's we're getting into a whole other conversation. I feel like I don't get how you're saying that based off the first 3 chapters you are surprised that Darrow thinks the way he does in chapter 4. I think it's perfectly in line with all his other viewpoints throughout the first 3 chapters.
Well, okay, so I think the thing about it is, okay, so the first 3 chapters, Darrow is fully convinced he can, in fact, change the world. He can change the status quo. He is convinced that, yeah, okay, I have done enough work to actually just change it. It's the old foggies are just being like doomers.
No, but Rangi,
he gets the truth.
This is here's the difference. He's following the rules.
No, it is the game. The game was rigged from the start.
Yeah, but Rangi, these are false equivalences. He thinks that he is going to win the game within the rules as established by taking a risk, right? He doesn't believe in changing the game at this point. He was just trying to win the game in a more daring way. He still believes in the rules of the game, and it's not until the laurel happens and the reveal happens that he realizes there's no point in playing the game like that because the game was rigged from the start. The whole series, he is someone who like wants to take risks within the means that as he understands the world. He doesn't want to change the system.
I feel we're cutting a bit too far ahead with this. I'm gonna just.
Either way, I'm talking about the way it's framed at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. He views the world as like he's going to do what he can to benefit his family in the way he best sees fit. He doesn't believe in shaking up the whole system. He thinks his father and the Sons of Ares were fools for trying to do so. So why would he believe in EO's dream right here and now. He thought his dad
I
and
don't
the Sons
want to
of Ares
sound
are
like an
fools.
asshole, but I think you're both missing the point of where Darrow is at that moment.
Well, he just thinks EO doesn't
well,
love him.
No. I want to hear what Dake thinks, because
What I mean is
setting up a point.
What I mean is not physically or mentally where he is, but like as a character where he is at that point. Darrow doesn't want to fight the system per se. That's true. But he does want to change it as much as he can within the rules as he understands them at the moment.
That's what I said.
And I feel like both of you were kind of skipping off of those points. Like neither of you are quite hitting it. Like
I word for word said what you just said. That's why he tried to win the laurel. He tried to win within the means he had, within the way the system as his understanding worked. He thought he could get more food by winning the laurel. He thought the game was fair, and he tried to win it in a daring way.
If he had won the laurel, would EO have had any chance at all?
I don't think so, no.
Just to continue on a little bit, just to like move on. So as they're about to leave, and just to mention, the second gift, we're not going to know about that for a little while. And when I was first streaming, like, what?
You might even forget about it.
I forgot about it too, Falcon.
Actually, there's a lot of foreshadowing in just a couple of the names if you look for it. Remember what EO's sister's name is?
Dio.
Oh yeah.
And what's Darrow's job?
Helldiver.
Mm-hmm. And what's Dio's most famous song?
Dio's most famous song?
Holy Diver?
I don't know if we should say it.
We don't want to give too much away.
I don't want Rangi to maybe make any connection.
Well, I know the song you're talking about.
There's not enough context for the actual plot thing, but like there is foreshadowing. Pierce does that a lot, man. Pierce does that a shitload. There's little bits of if you get this reference, you'll understand that it is a veiled reference to something else. Like
references within references,
and I adore that in good storytelling.
He's very good at pulling history.
I love that. I love that shit.
I think let's wrap up chapter 4.
Well, we're at the end.
I know. I'm just saying wrap up as we say all we need to say about it, and Jam summarizes the rest.
So as they're about to
leave,
that
Rangi's quietly singing Holy Diver to himself, and he thinks
sorry.
As EO and Darrow are about to leave, Ugly Dan comes in, and he's like, "Oh shit, what the fuck are you two doing here? That's no good.
Red's in our gardens. Ain't that a thing?"
I like that his voice. I like that his voice is described as oily. I just like it's just a fun description.
Every color has like their own different culture. I've always imagined the Greys to be very Texan.
Okay.
They're like very, or the Greys, like they're very
earthy
in their speech.
Not real. I think they actually give a specific.
Well, this also could be an Earth thing because all the Earth characters we meet are from our Greys.
I think they give a specific reference to what accent it's supposed to be and what this person's.
Only for Holiday.
Ugly Dan.
Only for Holiday and Trig. They don't do it for any other Grey.
And Ugly Dan. There's 3 characters that have this accent described this way, and they're all Earth Greys.
But the colors from Earth come from different places on Earth, so they would still have.
Like the Reds are from the Gaelic Isles.
Yeah.
Well,
like one example.
It's not
the
really
golds
what
are like
I meant.
posh British.
I kind of meant the exact opposite of that, honestly. Like my point with the Ugly Dan thing, was like Greys, coppers, I presume blues, yellows, greens would all come
blues are
from
a bad example.
Various areas of Earth.
Yeah. They mentioned that the obsidians are genetically engineered.
Well, I deliberately didn't say obsidians.
Blues and obsidians are kind of the only ones raised in specific places.
But
blues not raised so much as taught.
Yeah, but from a super young age to the point where it's kind of distinguished.
Well, they're like
without a
psychologically
difference.
engineered.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So
But
But,
I don't know,
anyway, my
ahead of
point with the
ourselves.
accent was just that because Dan has a accent from an area of Earth, I don't think we should read anything into that. I don't think it
No,
means
that
Greys
was
are
my point too.
Yeah,
I think we
just
were
thought Earth
drawing a
just they
connection
speak
because
oily like.
all the
That's just
famous
kind of
Earth characters are all Greys, so it's just kind of a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
Um,
So to continue, as we go on, chapter 5,
they
the
are.
first song. So as they're being taken, one of the Greys basically just like puts Darrow to the ground. It's like, oh yeah, go on, take a shot at me.
It's Ugly
like,
Dan.
No harm by it.
say his
Yeah,
name,
Ugly Dan
goddammit.
was
He's
like-
the best villain of part 1.
But he's basically just like fucking with us. Oh yeah, go ahead, take one swing at me. It's just like fun. Like,
Yeah, it's just roughhousing between boys, is how he puts it.
Well, no consequences.
Yeah.
And
Make
like
them take it swing.
Darrow can like smell the bullshit through that, but of course like EO
Dake.
wants like yeah.
This is-
AO wants.
Yeah, Io is very short-sighted because, again, she's just a 16-year-old girl. She doesn't see how bad the
I
I
idea
actually
is.
kind of thought Dan was being honest with that scene.
There's a possibility.
seemed-
I can't
I
I
disagree.
think
feel like
I
if he
think
did
he-
try to hit him, he probably wouldn't have killed him, but he would have like beaten him up a little
I mean,
bit.
I think,
Like,
yeah.
he-
The way,
Yeah,
the way it's,
I do
the way
think
it's
he would've,
presented,
yeah.
right? The way it's presented in the text, so Dan puts down his shit, tells Darrow to take a swing, gives a look at all the other guards, makes sure that they're not going to interfere. Like, I think for whatever reason, he was willing to let him take a swing there.
It's probably the most ballsy thing you've seen a red do.
He
aside
like
from,
he probably like he
actively
probably wants him to
disobeying.
he wants him to
Or, like,
try, but like
rebel
if he
and do
does attempt to,
something
it
illegal.
gives him like the chance to like beat him up a little bit.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
think
what he was
maybe-
looking
I
for.
think
or
it's
even
both.
throw him in the hole. Yeah, possibly. But like, I do think. Okay, I suppose I'm not sure that I'm not sure enough to say I think one way or the other, but I do think that there is a discussion to be had on how genuine Dan was being there. I lean towards he was actually being quite genuine.
Well,
Like,
I think
you take
he
this,
was-
you get it out of your system. I'll let you away with it.
No, I think I think what he
think
was
you're
going
right.
for was he wanted
kinda-
Darrow to show Darrow man to man that he was better than him. I think he wanted Darrow to try and take a swing and then beat the shit out of him and prove in
Darrow,
an
like-
unquestionable way
Yeah, I
that
mean,
Gray is
yeah, I
better
could-
than Red. I think that's what he was going for.
Darrow
I
even
can see
says
that being
specifically
fun,
like oh it'll just be the lash because I didn't pick up the thumper.
Yeah.
Well, to defend
but-
Dake on that point, it's like that's just what Darrow thinks. Maybe Ugly Dan would have just fucked with me.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Ugly
no,
Dan
no,
might
no.
have been true to his word there because his
I was trying to see
punishment was
from a view
beating
of
him
the
up.
way Dan was presented, as opposed to the way Darrow talks about him in his own mind.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
POV thing, I think. And like,
In that
I was
vein,
gonna
I do
say.
think there is discussion to be had. I think Dan is, I'm not going to say better than Darrow paints him, but like
more genuine.
yeah, kind of like he knows where he
could
stands in the pecking
be
order,
having a
and
laugh here.
almost out of pity, it's like, well, I mean, like, fine. I mean, I lose nothing if you take a swing. Fuck it.
Well, I see. This is where I start to disagree with you. I think I agree that he's genuine, that he wants Darrow to take a swing, and he's not going to kill him for it. But I do think that the reasoning is not pity. I think it's he wants to prove that Gray's better than the Reds in an unquestionable way. Because like he just beat up the toughest ant and like spit on him.
I
kind of
could
thing.
almost agree with any
I-
other Gray in the entire series. I could probably agree straight off the bat with that. But with everything that we get about Dan, I think Iron and I are now you and I are the only ones who were 3 times over reading.
Yeah, I've read
chapters?
this chapter 3 times now.
I think there's a lot to suggest that Dan knows where he stands in the pecking
Oh, he
order in
does.
terms of
And
like,
that's-
the other Grays and everything above.
And that's
it.
why I think he takes it out on Reds, because he knows that he's so low on the pecking order in general and so low in the Gray pecking
I'm not-
order.
I'm not sure. I'm. Some of this is inference and conjecture on my part. I won't lie, but I kind of wonder sometimes if Dan isn't the Gray who was kind of occasionally friendly to the girls and just helped them out.
Oh,
I think, Bridge is the one-
I have an
yeah.
interesting. I have an
Bridge is
interesting
usually
view.
portrayed as the more
Yeah.
sympathetic one who like
Yeah.
cares for
Wait,
the
I
Reds.
have
If you
an-
go over-
I have an
if you go over
interesting
it-
view.
I
If
think
over a
Ugly
couple
Dan
times
takes his
with an open
insecurities
mic.
out on Darrow. I think
Okay.
that's the read that Pierce wants us to get.
Takes his insecurities out, but he also holds himself back. He doesn't go over the line. It's not like a sadistic thing.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's sadistic. I completely agree with you there. I think him beating Darrow up is not a sadistic thing. I think it's going to be him making himself feel like worthy, like not that he's doing it out of sick pleasure, that like so he doesn't like cry himself to sleep kind of thing. That's where I was going with that.
I kind of think he's foreshadowing for a couple of other Greys we meet later.
I can see where you get that. I just don't agree. I think Ugly Dan is just kind of like kind of like Pierce's writing in part 1, Insecure. Go on, Rangi.
Okay, I kind of agree. I feel like a part of it is like, shit, I know what I need to do. I need justification to feel like I'm doing the right thing. I think that's definitely a part, but I also feel like Dake's view is kind of also correct. I don't think they're necessarily counterintuitive.
I
just think there's more to the character than
I agree. I see. We agree on that point, Dake. I just think the direction that the more is going.
I think the most important. I think the most important element here is that Darrow knows there will be consequences, and he's not willing to like go against the society here yet. And even though AO wants him to desperately, because that's like her in.
Yeah.
For, like,
and AO definitely wants him to like take a.
Which goes to show the short-sightedness of her wants.
They fundamentally misunderstand each other.
Yeah, Darrow and EO.
Like Darrow is focused on the consequences and like the smaller picture.
Not even that. Okay.
No, I know what you're saying.
He said, "Live for you," and she says, "You should live for more." Now, surface level read is very, very easy, very obvious there. He only lives in order for her to live. Fine. She wants him to live for more, which is obviously she wants a spark of revolution. Clearly, obviously, she has no idea of what things might happen, blah, blah, blah. I won't say anything else. But it's the interplay between it. It's the world that they've grown up in. She doesn't understand what it is she wants. Darrow
thinks he does.
Kind of in an intuitive way, does understand what it would actually cost.
Wait, hold on. So, because we were talking about Dio and the song "Holy Diver," I just realized what line of that song might be relevant. I was gonna say, okay, wait. Can I just read out the lines from the song? The truth that's hard to feel. Yeah.
Can I say what I think that line means?
I'm not on camera, so I realize you can't see me raising my beer. But
I think the symbolism of that lyric and then EO's point is that she knows that Darrow deserves someone better than her for him because she's not what he needs in a partner.
Yeah, no, because I've just been looking. I've been searching the lyrics of the song ever since Dake brought it up because I've heard this song 1,000 times, and Dio did stand out to me as a name in this book because of
it is a distinctive name, is it not?
It is.
Dio.
When someone directly related to them has a job called a hell diver.
Yes.
So, Dake, did you disagree with that point I said?
Okay. Just before we get into that, let's move on a little bit because we've been on this for a little bit.
Right.
Welcome to the shit show, Jam. Glad to have you.
I know. Like I kind of.
You could rename. Sorry,
for full clarity, I want it to be a bit more organized, just a little bit.
Oh, you're doing a good job, Jam. I
definitely
applaud
can make
you.
a format going forward.
Yeah,
you're like a certain character shouting into the wind.
Is that Jam has obviously never listened to any one of our streams.
He listened to some of the first half hour or so. The first one.
You could rename this stream to arguing over character minutia.
Yeah. Did we have like a half-hour dance segment?
I know.
I have a proposal. Like, if we want to get into like so I have a proposal. Like, if you want to get into like character shit, after we get a good chunk into the book or even finish it, I was suggesting like we do like a tier list of characters.
Oh, I already have videos planned for that.
No, well, I'd be fine with kind of like a final like wrap up stream.
Yeah.
That might serve this kind of stuff better because like I do want to like break down the characters.
The way that I kind of want to format it is
maybe we're getting a bit too much into it.
Go over events and like analyze them a little bit, and then after we get through a good chunk, like we kind of like go over it again.
I like that. I kind of like that idea with the perspective of characters too, particularly because I I think there's a lot to dig into with certain things, and like so with this like tangent specifically, like I didn't ever think about the part idea that it'd be a musical tangent, but when Dake said that, and then I looked in his lyrics, and then I saw that specific line, I was like,
yeah.
shit, I can see a thing. But it might be better to say that stuff for like a
It'd definitely be
specific
good for a
thing.
retrospective
Yeah,
or like second.
because like I know like I kind of don't want this to be like, oh, we go through 3 chapters every week, because if that's the case, like we're gonna be here for years.
But to be fair,
Yeah,
part two,
I do.
part two is
I
going to
mean,
be a
I
lot
do think
easier to
already
go
doing better
through.
than
I do think the
Rumble.
latter half of the books.
I don't want
have,
Iron's
like,
channel to just turn into the Red Rising channel either. So
Well, to be fair, I am intending to get them through the books faster.
Jam,
too, so.
actually, one of my next videos is I'm doing the top 14 characters of part 1.
no, part 1 really?
Part 1, yeah. There's 14
just
characters.
part 1.
Just part 1.
That's okay. Sure, but so just to keep going.
I assume
Rangi. Keep going. Sorry.
Minor character stuff that like
Like,
isn't maybe
yeah,
necessarily.
I'm sorry. Just like too many tangents.
Yeah, I do think I do think we should kind of
Yep.
pick up the pace a little.
Yep.
And I feel like
continue.
Sorry,
I do like the
Rangi,
idea.
I just kind of want to like stay on
Let's
target.
continue.
Stay on target.
Stay on target.
Stay on target.
To be
Yeah,
fair, though,
let's
but Jam,
continue. I'm agreeing.
but just saying, to be fair, we only chapter 6 is really short. So after we're done chapter 5, we're basically done for the night, and we're only an hour in. So we're not actually going as slow as you think we are.
I would say, like, as we get into
we're
part
going
2,
significantly faster than usual.
Yes, we're going
we could
faster than
probably-
usual because Jam's
we'll
here to
probably
keep
pick
us
up
on
the
track.
pace.
Go
Yeah.
on, Jam.
We'll keep the pace will pick up as we continue,
Yeah.
which is good.
Part 2 is not as nearly as dense as part 1, like by any means. Part 2 is the
Yeah.
least dense part of the whole book.
So
Yeah, I would say it's. Sorry, continue. Let's just.
So as they're being escorted over to the gallows or the flogging station, whichever way you want to call it, as they're being separated, Darrow, he obviously goes first. And the last thing that Io says to him is, like, she kind of like brushes up to his ears and says, "I love you," like very quietly. And the way that Darrow mentions it is like, it feels like a last goodbye sort of thing. It's not like a normal "I love you." It feels like it's the last time.
Her
that she's
last
gonna
line
say,
is "Break the chains, my love."
Yeah.
So I think it's important to
And-
include it's not just "I love you." She's giving him a command in her love because that's the type of character Io is. Even in her last confession of love, she's manipulating him because she's a manipulating little bitch kind of.
And we get more into Podginus. And have you guys mentioned how fucking awful and shit the coppers are in this?
Worst
Yes.
color, them and the Browns.
Yeah.
Worst color and least important color.
They're
thing that makes-
really shit, but they do have some funny lines.
Yes.
Like,
The
at
things
least
that make
Podginus has
coppers
some
worse
funny
is, like they're just fucking bureaucrats.
Dude, Pierce even
Suck,
says it in textual evidence that the coppers are the worst color in a later book.
Yeah, I
kind of want to like,
was funny.
and so like just to like drive the point home, here's what Podginus says: "Oh, the horror of such occasions as this, my friends. Oh, how the ties that bind us are stretched when one decides to break the laws which protect us all. Even the youngest, even the best are subject to law. The order. Without these, we would be animals. Without obedience, without discipline, there would be no colonies. And those few colonies, there would be torn asunder by disorder. Man would be confined to earth. Man would wallow forevermore on that planet until the end of days. But order, discipline, and law, these are the things which empower our race. Cursed is the creature who breaks with those compacts." And the way that Darrow says, like, it's an eloquent speech, but all
There's
that
a reason
Podginus
for
is trying
that.
to do is, he's trying to impress a few people that are ending up in the rafters. And there are 3 people in particular. Nero Augustus, who is the arch-governor of Mars. Basically, he runs the mining operations.
He runs the whole planet.
Along with a girl like Gold to his side with a who has like blush.
Funny slender, and I'm okay with that.
Yes. And the one to his right is another young gold who Nero is whispering to.
Leto,
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah. I remember when I was first reading this or rereading, it's like, is that Adrius? Like, no, it can't be.
No, it's
No.
Leto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Adrius for a second, but then I was like, it's probably Leto. But
Is that how you say? Is it Leto or Leto?
I think it's Leto.
It
Leto,
would be Leto.
yeah.
Assuming it goes by Dune pronunciation, it would be Leto.
Okay. I always thought it was Leto.
I've heard that the name a couple times in like Dune and be like another historical fiction story that I can't remember the name of. And it was Leto.
Not even fiction. I think it was a Persian general maybe named Leto or something like that.
Yeah. I'm thinking something different
is a
that I can't
historical
remember.
name, though, yeah.
That I can't. Yeah, but I'm thinking something different. I can't remember the name.
Dude, I love how this artist really made Pliny look like a
I think it was an anime actually. I just can't
What did
remember
you
which
say?
one. Maybe Berserk.
Whoa. No. Everybody shut up.
What?
Makes who look like a little bitch?
Pliny.
Pliny.
Yeah, Pliny.
Yeah, it's Pliny.
Oh, whatever. Pliny.
That's
the artist makes Pliny
Leto
look
is in Full Metal. There's a character named Leto in Full Metal Alchemist, and that's how they pronounce it. So that's
I
like
never watched
another
that show,
basis
so.
I have. Anyways,
You should watch it. It's really good.
You should.
And as Darrow, even when Darrow's like on his knees, he's basically like, "Oh yeah, why would Podges be speaking to us? We're nothing." So like, there's still like the conditioning in his head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I have posted the lyrics to Holy Diver just for you guys to peruse when you get a chance and see how many things you notice.
I'll have to look later. But...
And this seems to be and like Darrow's kind of surprised, like, oh, like the Archgovernor coming down here to like this lowly mine just to see us get flogged. And like Darrow's starting to question like why exactly that might be. And if you know it's like if you're gonna learn a lot about Nero. He's a complicated man. A very complicated
best
man.
Villain of the series.
And one of the best characters.
I think he's still this day the best villain in the series. I've yet to find
maybe. Adrius might be close.
He's my second favorite
of the sequels, but
I
he's
have
definitely
to be careful what I say because I don't want to ruin anything for anyone else. But I really, really like Nero. I find him a very interesting character to the point I'm not entirely sure I would actually call him a villain.
He is a very principled yet
Grapes.
ruthless
That's my counterpoint, Dake. Grapes.
Yeah,
no, I know what you're saying.
I think that blows up any.
There's a lot.
All I will say to that is consider the history and context.
Oh, I do. I still think even within those contexts, the Grapes is pretty fucked up.
Evil thing.
Yeah,
ruthless and brutal, certainly, but
it's just concerning the.
I think so.
I think through his point of view, he is
doing it.
If you go through his point of view,
he's like a heroic villain, you could say, because he has like very specific goals.
He's lawful evil. That's what he is.
Really great character.
He's lawful evil.
He has a vision of how the world should be, and he like sticks to those principles too.
He's a principled villain who has his own dream.
Kind of Castlevania Dracula vibes, really.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he has a lot of redeeming qualities, but he's still a villain. I don't think you can.
I don't know about I don't know if I go as far as redeeming. Admirable, I would agree with happily. Yeah. But like redeeming, I don't know.
I mean, he imparted a lot of good life lessons into his children, and like that is like a
lot of bad ones too.
Well, I mean, look, he's a bad father, but he had good fatherly advice. That's a redeeming quality.
I just want to say,
he's just a morally complex character, but he is evil.
He is evil, yeah.
By how we've all been.
What? He took parenting advice from Tywin.
Yeah, he's a Tywin of the series.
Make me not do spoilers about two different books. That's not fair.
Okay, anyway, yes.
Well, you shouldn't, because Jam is reading them still.
Yeah, Jam and Rangi are reading these books. You can't speak on either.
I finished the series.
I'm talking about.
But you're done. You can't be done with Game of Thrones, right?
Oh no! Oh, I thought you were talking about Red Rise. No, Game of.
No.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm very familiar with Game of Thrones. Like, I know about it through the cultural zeitgeist. So whatever you spoil for me,
because he's working on it right now.
That's a strong statement. Hit me in the DM. We're off this. And actually, hit me in the DMs when you have a chance. I'll tell you what it is, if you're okay with like knowing it.
And so the first person that they bring up is Darrow as they bring him to the scaffold, and it says exactly 48 lashes. And as they go to the 48th, Darrow notices that the man with the web, like he looks like he's going for a 49th. And Ugly Dan like holds up his hands like, no, he's had enough. And I like how Darrow analyzes that, where he's basically like, oh, he's just doing that to make himself look merciful. He doesn't actually care. He just like he wants to condition us to believe. Yeah, he wants to condition us into believing that this is a proper punishment.
It's the juxtaposition between his conscious and subconscious minds, which is really cool what you can do with first person in that way.
Yeah. Well, it's also very functional because, like, you do have to understand most people are not going to be actually, like, actively keeping count.
Well,
yeah,
Darrow has the ability to be like very cosmic. How do you pronounce it?
He's very analytical in a short period of time because he's a hell diver.
Yeah, can someone tell me how to say that word though? Cosmic.
Which one?
Cosmic.
Cognitive.
Like COGISNANT.
Cognizant.
Cognizant. Thank you.
Cognition.
He's very cognizant of his surroundings at all times.
Dude, you could just say aware.
Yeah, but cognizant, that sounds better.
Cognizant. It is a good word. I would never dump on someone for using more syllables than necessary. God knows I do it all the fucking time. I'm just saying, like, for that sentence, honestly, aware would have.
Oh, it would have worked. But I'm trying to expand my vocabulary, Dake, and if I just shy away from words that are harder to say, then who am I to
never ever should.
Okay, back on track.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Stay on target.
So I need to find that gift now.
As the 48 lashes are done, they move on to EO, and even Darrow's starting to question like how frail EO is. Like, can she like take this much? And he starts to beg the Podgers into the graves, like give me the lashes, like spare her. And he mentions that like I wonder if the people can like see my spine poking through. So like 48 lashes, like
that's a lot.
Yeah. I also like
if you have any idea like how many lashes 48 is, like that's
a lot.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
but he wants another 48 just to save her. And that's how it shows how committed he is to just like making sure that like she's okay.
Darrow's family, he'll do anything for his family. That's like consistent through the whole part one.
I do like that you don't see a lot of dialogue from Darrow like during this. Like a lot of it's just kind of implied what he says. So it just kind of like it kind of gives us the idea that you're stuck in his head because like his thoughts are going faster than.
Well, he also has a rock in his mouth for most of the chapters.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I'm just saying it's kind of just like it kind of gives the impression, like in a movie when like
against the rock. Let's not forget.
It's like in. But it's like in a movie where like
not like Darrow's thinking nothing. He's feeling a great deal. He just can't do.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to speak with a rock in your mouth.
Yeah, I know that.
I know that from experience.
Like it also kind of gives an impression where like
I also know that from experience.
Okay, I need to this point is I'm getting delayed from it too long. It wasn't that deep, but it kind of gives the impression that like like in a movie when a character's like kind of rattled, beaten up, and they're like things are moving more slowly for them. They're kind of stuck in the moment, like of something traumatic. It kind of gives that impression.
Yeah. Also, I don't know how they would ever do a Red Rising adaptation without like internal monologues like anime does, because Darrow is a very stoic character who doesn't say a lot but thinks a lot.
That's kind of my take. I think Red Rising would work the best as like an animated TV show because like you could get away with a lot more with that format.
I said before, like if you just get like different writers and you get Fortiche to do the animation, they can make fucking wonders with this.
I think both Red Rising and Song of Ice and Fire would best be served by an anime. Like a good anime.
There is one reason for that, because like if Red Rising were to be like live action, there are like so many like out there places where like you would need to use a fuck ton of
combat
CGI
scenes alone. It would be horrible to like not like use so much money. Like it'd just be too expensive.
Like Demon Slayer animation, Red Rising fight scenes would be cool.
Straight up animated.
I know you don't like Demon Slayer animation, Jam. It's a bit of a hot take.
There is one reason for that, and that's because like the animation itself, I can never fucking tell what's going on. Like it
moves a little bit too fast, yeah.
Which show? Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
Demon Slayer is a little not autistic, but it's like the opposite. It's like ADHD. That's like the animation.
Red Rising, if it was to get an animated adaptation, would have to be like proper 80s cartoon style. Like the higher end. Not Transformers the show, but Transformers the movie. Put the budget in. Just 2D flat, but absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah, definitely 2D. 3D animation is hideous, and for the most part, in my opinion.
I'll say it again.
I'm talking the same level of hair and color that goes into like Akira. Like, I mean, a proper,
Akira.
full on.
Leave me
budget
alone.
in, like, that's
on
the
target.
way to do Red Rising.
Yeah, stay on target. I mean, I'll just end it there. Like, Fortiche, the studio that did Arcane, just get like different writers for that.
Well,
and
they
then-
fired the writers. Isn't that the story?
So,
I mean, they fired the good writers.
Yeah.
yeah, they fired all the good ones and they kept all the shitty ones. But anyway,
Many
so
such
as
cases.
as Darrow is protesting, he notices that the Archgovernor looks down on him in particular, and I find that kind of neat because, like, I guess in canon, like, this is the first time that Darrow and Nero actually meet each
Well,
other.
I think there's also
It's
some
just
cool
wild.
symbolism that in a sea of ants, Nero takes note of Darrow, right? Like it's just there's something about Darrow that intrigued Nero even when he's a red, which I think is pretty
And
cool.
like Darrow like thinks that if he
I
tries
like
to
it,
appeal
but
to
I really like how easily it's passed off.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it is natural that you
It's like
would
a second.
maybe glance at the guy being
Yeah.
presumably near to execute it.
Darrow
Yeah,
and
it's
Darrow
not-
thinks that if he keeps appealing to Nero's humanity, like
yeah,
he'll,
you
like-
picked the wrong
he'll, like,
goal
find
for
a
that.
Yeah, it's like if I am a bitch, he'll feel
Well,
compassion.
yeah,
You
like
picked the
if,
wrong color for
like
that.
he'll feel
There's
pity.
there's
like,
some
if I throw
golds
myself to
who
him.
would like
Okay.
take joy in being the
No.
merciful god. There's some
No,
golds like
Not
that.
hold
what I meant,
on.
but we should probably stop.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. My luckily I didn't actually hear that because my first thing I heard was when I swapped my thing was Dake saying we should probably stop. But okay, so my interpretation of him taking note of our main character was or of Darrow. It wasn't like as much oh, this is somebody keep an eye on, or anything like that.
That's not
It was
what we're
just
saying. but-
No, I was saying he intrigued him.
yeah. Like it's interesting that it is this take because I feel like for Neo, this is like, oh, this is kind of Leo, a hell diver for the lower reds that's doing this.
All
Oh, okay. This
Eldiers are
it
only
is-
lower reds, but
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's like a hell diver doing this. Okay, this is kind of interesting, but it's not really like it's not really like a standing interest for him. Same with AO's stuff too. Actually, it's kind of like, okay, this is kind of like mildly entertaining. It doesn't feel like it's a interest in like it feels like it's an interest in like, oh, this is kind of an oddity.
I sort of agree, but there is one piece of dialogue from Nero where I think
You will
kinda
never
goes in
see
a
its like
different
again.
direction. Well, I'll get to that, but stay on target. So anyway, as Darrow is pleading like both to Augustus and Pogonus,
yeah,
Pogonus like immediately goes like, just fucking gag his mouth. Like, I don't want to hear this. Pogonus kind of like drops the act of like being some like
Yeah, gag that wretched thing. Like he's so
Yeah.
done with it.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
no one
Yeah,
can hear him, and he's not orating anymore.
Mm.
It's like an off script moment. Yeah.
And what I like about this is even like before like Nero like tells Io to continue, she starts singing the song right away. And the song with Persephone, like,
well,
there's
hold
like,
on, Jam.
has anyone
Jam?
looked at-
Jam.
does-
Hold on,
does
I
anyone-
gotta make a point.
what?
Do you know when she starts singing?
The 13th lash.
Yeah, because she takes one lash for each color subjugated by gold, which I think is a cool little analogy there.
And if anyone like has ever, I mean, except for Rangi, because spoiler,
I've
but
seen the
everyone here,
full
like, knows
song
the song.
because Iron sensed the lyrics at one point.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll probably take like a 2-minute
What?
break anyway because I have to.
We're
take
not
the
gonna
dog out.
cover.
Yeah, we're not.
spoilers.
This is not spoilers.
Yeah, we're
It's
not
literally
gonna
what's on
spoil
the-
it. No, we're not
it's
spoiling
what's
We're
in
it.
this
just talking about
chapter.
the song in the book.
No,
but-
I know you're referencing something with the 13 colors, so.
What? No, that's just you know that already.
No, that's not a spoiler.
That's
You
literally
know
the
that.
fucking group
No,
chat.
Well, I
You're
know about the
Rangi,
13
Rangi.
colors.
Right, this
But
is
I
not a
don't
spoiler.
know enough about them.
Right, this is not
You're
a spoiler.
fine.
This
We're
is not.
not-
We're already,
okay, wait.
we are already past it. Don't worry.
I'm just trying to excuse myself either way.
Oh,
'cause
so
Okay.
I
Okay.
can say so.
I have to take the dog outside.
Well, I'm just saying.
He
You just say that
okay,
that way next time.
Yeah, just say it
Yeah.
like that.
It is
Anyways,
weird how much
but as-
synchronicity there is between his pet and mine. They're both named Gizmo, and his wants to go out just as mine wants to get attention.
Oh,
But like,
This is not the first time.
Jam, I was gonna ask you that because I that's my take on it with Falcon. We both agreed that it was probably intentional. Do you think that was an accident that he made it 13, or do you think it was intentional? Like there was meaning behind the number.
I think the joy of it is it could be taken
Mom
as
is
either
chill.
or, and it works both ways.
Yeah,
I think it's meta intentional.
yeah, because I just think it's too specific that she gets like lashed by gold and like she takes 13, which
Yeah,
is the
I
13
don't
colors
think
under
AO
gold. That's like too
knew.
specific.
Yeah, I don't think AO knew, but I think Pierce did it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to say. I think Pierce did
that's
specifically.
exactly what I meant by meta.
Yeah, it's like a
intentional.
meta. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So
That's
it's the narrative doing a cool little flourish. But
Yeah.
So
Well,
as
man, like I said, Pierce loves these little references in every way, meta and in story. Like he loves to mix and match. What was the list I first gave you, Jem, when you made me read the first book? It was like fucking 9 different book series I'd read, and I swear to God, I can see the DNA of every one of them in these books.
Yeah, he's
actually,
a
Dake,
master
did you ever
class
watch the
at
video I
references.
sent in the chat of
He is,
Pierce
he
talking
really
about
is.
how he came up with the first line for the book?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
like a pretty good video.
I don't know if
Basically,
I
when
did,
he was
actually.
hiking, I think it like when he was going out hiking.
He's hiking
and
in Colorado, yeah.
Yeah, hiking in Colorado, and
The
he found
Rockies,
a
yeah.
flower on the side of the mountain, and basically he thought of the hemanthes, like blood blossom, like growing in harsh environments.
Which is
Basically,
really,
like the flower at the top of the mountain.
which is really cool that he kept his very first line he wrote as the very first line in the book. It's like part
Of
one
part
slave.
one, yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Because,
flower that grows on Mars. It is red and harsh and fit for our soil. It's called hemanthesis. It means blood blossom. Like that's the first sentence he ever wrote for Red Rising, and he kept it as the very beginning of the story, which is cool.
It kind of
Look,
reminds
man,
me
if
of
you
like
have a good line, you make it
when
work.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me like when George was first writing Game of Thrones. Like the first thing that popped into his head was
the
a group
wolves.
of men fighting dire wolf pups in the snow.
Yeah, but that's one thing I really like about Red Rising. Since like we're killing time for Rangi gets here, like versus the other books, 'cause the other books of the trilogy at least have like quotes from the characters. I kind of like Red Rising having like vague like dialogue that might be from Darrow's POV.
It also has the best part
might not.
names. The part names in Red Rising are awesome. Every single one of them.
Like I
Part,
just
like-
kind of like the little dribbles of lore that it has versus
Oh, I do
like
too. Yeah.
a thematically relevant quote, which they're really great quotes. I
Yeah.
like how thematically relevant they are, but I just
Ye-
kind of like the random like here's some cool lore about the setting.
Yeah, I like that
don't
too.
think
I think one thing
Was
I
it- was
kind
it
of like as
Inkheart?
the
What?
one thing I like as the series goes on is the part descriptions and quotes get very like far
More abstract.
intricate more abstract, and I kind of like piecing them apart and seeing how they apply to the parts themselves.
Yeah, because by the
Like,
time you
those
get to
would be
Dark
some good-
Age, you have to like you don't even know what they're referencing until you get like super into the
Well,
part.
like part one, I kind of like how part one is described as mischief because that's one way to describe part one of Dark Age.
Okay, don't talk anymore. On
Yeah,
that,
but,
but,
Those weren't really
as-
spoilers. It's just kind of like you
I
have
know
to-
it's not spoiler. I just don't want you guys to say anything.
Yeah,
more
no,
than
that's
might
fair.
be. Not
Um,
blaming you guys. Just be
Can you
careful.
believe it,
So-
chat? We've actually made good progress. We're ahead of time,
Yeah.
and that's even.
We
with
are.
uneven
yeah,
discipline.
we're about to finish up chapter 5, and chapter 6 is really short. But
Also,
Jam,
Literally
chat,
5
we're just
pages,
gonna-
yeah.
We're
Jam-
just going to pretend that all the others acknowledge that you existed tonight. It's not just me. I see you though.
Jam, just to kill a little bit more time before Rangi gets back. Going back to the George with the wolves. Do you remember what animal kills the wolf?
Was it a stag?
It was a stag.
Yeah.
How about that symbolism? Anyway, we can go back to Red Rising.
Yeah.
Okay. And to talk about the art like that you posted of Ao, I like that it makes her hair like super duper wild because I've seen a lot of other art that doesn't do that. With
Oh,
Ao.
Wait, hang on.
Falcon,
disappointing.
thank you
Since we have-
so much for
we have
bringing
a
it up
brief
because I
moment.
just realized something. We're going to get there in a second, and when Jam gets there, I'm going to show some art again. And I feel like an idiot for not realizing this earlier. But anyway, did I cut off your point, or is that it?
I'll just wrap that point up. It's just like I like that the art really captures like Ao being like having the messy red hair, 'cause it's like it's a very quirky part of her character that's kind of underrated. And to the point, like I said, I haven't seen many fan art actually.
Yeah, Pierce himself in the official art usually doesn't include that.
It shows it to be.
As EO is singing, like Darrow starts to realize, like, actually, before I get to that, one little detail.
Are we still waiting for Rangi?
It's fine.
No,
guess
we are
so.
still waiting for Rangi. I wonder when he'll show up.
Yeah, but anyway, as
He'll get there.
the one little piece of like detail that I like Darrow saying is he's never noticed the EO as more beautiful than as she is now, and
yeah,
it's kind of like this is like it's kind of it's kind of like he's seeing her like truly for the first time.
Yeah,
it's also the beauty of finality and like the beauty of limited, like you take things for, like, even though he loved her so much, you still take things for granted, like that they're always going to be there. So like when something comes to its finality, like it just it intensifies all the emotions you feel. That's why like when someone like passes, like you never really knew how strongly you felt about that person, even if you thought you did, until they're gone. It's something we're not really capable of until after the fact.
Well, there's also definitely the idea of kind of the purity of her ideals and kind of the character judgments that you could have there, and that stuff tying into that as well.
And maybe something else.
Oh! Damn, Dave.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
No,
we're
leaving. We're gonna leave it. Dake, holy shit! You just blew my mind with that. I completely went over my head at first.
I was as careful as I could possibly.
Good job, Dake. You get a gold star.
I don't know. So you were just careful enough to like.
That is perfect.
Careful enough. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, Dake, you get a gold star. Gold star for Dake. Wow, what a good way to put that. Good job, Dake. I'm proud of you. That was impressive.
Okay, well, what did he even say? I just don't even know what happened.
No, we're moving on.
I don't know either.
Hey, golf claps for Dake. That's all we're doing.
Can you just DM it to me then or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll DM you later. But that
damn it.
You know you're doomed.
Fine.
Good job, Dake. Anyway,
we're
move
all
on.
doomed.
Yeah. So as she continues to sing, Nero takes notice of her, and he actually starts to float down on his grab boots. And Pierce mentions that those golden eyes examine my wife as though a worm had suddenly sprouted a butterfly's wings. So this is like a rare event. Yeah, this is like a rare event for Nero to see. Like he's honestly like surprised.
Oh yeah, I actually kind of love this scene. It's like the idea of like he sees her singing the song, and he's like, oh, she actually has the balls to do that. Oh, okay, this is actually kind of interesting.
Well, this is what's interesting about Nero, right? Like, even though he believes in the way things are, he still enjoys the curiosities of life, right? Like, the fact that a hell diver was getting lashed was enough to intrigue the leader of a planet to come see it personally, because it's pretty rare, and he likes rarities. And now this is even a step above that, what EO's doing. So it's like, it captures his attention even further.
The thing he says in particular is, no animal but man throws themselves willingly into the flames, copper. Relish the sight. You'll not see it again.
There's another line he has.
You'll not see it again.
Yeah, and he says, and he kind of saves
Rangi,
face
you're
by saying,
muffled,
we'll edit it.
By the way,
we'll edit out the parts we find intolerable as funny.
Well, yeah, just like this stream.
Rangi, we can barely hear you, by the way.
What? Wait, can you not? Can you barely hear me?
You're coming through super quiet.
It was quiet for a bit.
Yeah, but you're fine. You're fine.
I blame the monkey.
Can you hear me now?
You're still quieter than when you initially left to go walk the dog.
No, Iron, it's fine. We can hear you.
I can. Okay.
Okay. I'm looking for the specific quote. So.
I'll get to it. Yeah, I'll get to it. I shall be the anchor when it comes to, like, is it fine if I'm like the anchor for like dialogue and stuff?
I think we kind of need that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll read out the lyrics to the song of Persephone as she's singing it. My love, remember the cries when winter died for spring skies. They roared and roared, but we grabbed our seed and sowed a song against their greed. And down in the vale, hear the reapers swing. the reaper swing, the reaper swing. Down the vale, hear the reaper swing, a tale of winter done. My son, remember the chains, when gold ruled with iron reins. We roared and twisted and screamed, for ours a vale of better dreams. And this is just like a short like snippet of the album.
Yeah, it's
Jam,
not even the whole song.
Jam, I want to actually share something with you because you weren't here for the first stream. The deluxe edition has the entire song. I think even parts that aren't in the book at all. Like there's like more stanzas that aren't in that series proper.
Yeah.
And
I
the latter
actually-
books cover more of the song as well.
But I'm saying even then, I don't think you ever get the
I-
song from start to finish
That is
anywhere in the
probably
books.
more
Well,
than...
Jam, I did
Doesn't matter.
share because I know you shared this prior.
Yeah, you
shared
found the vocal piece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I shared the YouTube like person singing.
Yeah.
But,
I've seen
I-
a song on like YouTube multiple times, and there's like different interpretations of it. I have my own favorite, which I've shared a few times, but the one that you posted, I like as well.
Yeah, so it's interesting, right? Because the quote I was looking for was literally right after the song, and it's just Nero's reaction.
A quaint tune, but is that all you
I
have?
love it. No, it's
So as EO is because I was just about to get to that. Smile.
okay.
It's on the screen right now, by the way, guys, if you can see it.
Jam, do you mind if I read out the quote specifically?
You mind if we don't try to
Fine.
verbally put in emotes that we can't use, because that's just going to get confusing.
What?
It was fine. Anyways,
I'm
let's get
just
back into it.
interested. Yeah, I'm just interested in reading out the specific dialogue because
My jokes are not landing.
I really like it for how it sets up Nero. I think that's worth talking about.
Okay.
Then go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. A quaint tune. Was that all you have?
Yeah, it's I knew which line you were going to talk about, Rangi, so I flashed it up on screen.
Yeah, and then we obviously have a lot of the description, but I'm gonna skip to the next line of dialogue. Did any of you wish to join her in song? I implore you. Bold Reds.
This part is good.
Lycos.
He doesn't even know what the
No,
fucking
he
town's
wish.
called.
Doesn't know. It's so good.
It's that beneath him. He's like, where the what
I
like
saw
backwaters
I
wood are we
I
in?
felt like
I love the humor of
Okay.
this book that it can even make Nero funny.
I take it we
all-
It's in
I
character.
take it we all get the reference there.
What reference?
I'm trying to
Nero.
like I know it.
Music, fiddling while Rome burned.
Yeah.
I do definitely see what you mean.
Yeah. I like the reaction to all the Reds as he says this. Like they're all just like shamed. Like they're all just looking at the ground. Like they know that they can't do anything.
Well, not only do they know, but there's a part of them that's like, oh, we should be doing it.
Well, they're too afraid to act. That's the whole point.
And Hogenus's reply to this is, "Alas, Your Excellency, we find the girl alone in her zealotry."
Are you sure about that? Are you sure
And
about
he says,
that?
"'Tis clear her opinion is an outcast. Mayhaps we should proceed." And the
You
only
guys
thing
know
that
his
Nero can
name means fat, right?
Yeah,
You
we
guys know
know.
his name means fat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Falcon
yeah.
made that joke
We
last
made
stream.
that joke last
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
And so as Nero hears this, he says, "Yes, I have an appointment with Arcos. Hang the
Arcos,
rusty bitch, lest she continue."
Hang the rusty
good for
bitch. I love that. Lest she
That
continue
is
to
a
howl.
crazy
Oh,
line.
howl.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
it's-
Hey, Falcon, did you catch that? Lest she continue to howl.
Yeah, obviously. 'Cause
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
like,
Wolves. Yeah.
Oh, you
Wait,
could
hang
also
on, hang
you
on.
could also
Hang
say
on.
that
What?
as that.
Hang on.
but-
What?
This. The
Yeah.
answer to this might be a bit spoilery, but if someone knows, DM me the answer.
What?
Is that a reference to a female Arcos?
No, that
No.
Who's he talking about there?
Lauren.
Probably-
I was figuring it was Lauren.
Lauren's
He-
still
he
active
said
at
he
this
has-
time.
He just
Yeah,
says
Lauren
he
is
has
still,
an
like, active.
appointment on Arcos.
Lauren's still one of the most important men on Mars and is politically active at this time period.
yeah, like,
Right, no, I thought it was a direct reference to someone female. Okay, never
Nope,
mind. Yeah,
nope.
okay, I guess Lauren makes sense.
But yeah, I just like how
And
the word
so-
choice
I think
Pierce
it makes
uses
sense
is
for
very
Nero to be that
intentional
guy.
that he has Nero say how. Like, obviously, that's like it's a pretty surface
Yeah.
level read, but it's just
I mean,
like,
it shows
he-
his creative. He has creative like wordplay.
exactly
you
like
know,
it's
he's,
even though it's like a
really
very
expressive.
obvious reference. It's like he could have used any other word, and he used that word that is very symbolic throughout the whole
He's very
series.
witty as a person.
Oh yeah, he's a very witty writer.
In the
Yeah,
moment, as
Pierce in
somebody who
general,
doesn't know what you're referring to, I would say it's particularly interesting. It almost feels like he goes from almost like kind of respectful of her, where it's like, oh shit, she actually had the balls to do it. Oh, okay.
See,
No, we'll see this through. Look, we'll give her the respect to like voice the song.
I think
Okay, we're done. Okay, hang the bitch.
I think that is supposed to be your initial read. I just think that with more context, you realize it was never about respect; it was about intrigue.
I don't think the two are mutually exclusive.
I
actually.
don't think the two are either, because my read of it was kind of both. It was like he was
Yeah,
kind of
I can
intrigued.
easily see both for that one.
Well,
I
right.
think that's fair.
Well, yeah, Dake, I see what you're saying. I just think the reason I'm saying that is because the way Nero compartmentalizes things in his mind, right? Like his end of book 2 speech, I think really paints the kind of the way his mind works in like contradictions, because that's kind of how Nero is as a character. He is a very
We do
contradicted man.
I'm careful here. We do get some stuff after that let's say sheds a little more context.
Yeah, and even with
Um,
that, I think it still kind of shows that like how he's able to have these compartmentalized versions of himself, and in his own mind that they are congruent when they really kind of aren't. That's my take on it.
I think I see what you mean. I'm just not sure I agree.
That's
I
fair.
think there is. So when I say I agree, I think there is kind of the seeds of a good guy somewhere in there, but he has been brought up in a really hideous system and has just internalized it to the point where he is just that now.
I think it's also
I-
that like he misunderstands what is most effective to achieving his goals. I think he's counterinductive to his own goals, and he doesn't even realize it.
Yeah,
So I'll say,
yeah,
like,
I
while
would
like
agree.
I'm
Interesting things about him to me. Oh God, is there any
while
way I can?
I'm while I am interested in
Dake, if there's anything, I would just say I'm gonna put a pin in this, and we'll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
about
fine.
all I
It-
had to
it's-
say.
yeah.
It's
We can-
fine. I
we have
have
a
a way
lot-
to. I have
we're
a
ahead.
careful. I have a careful way to phrase it. I think I'm okay.
um
I think it's very interesting about Nero that the differing sides of his personality are mirrored in his children.
Yeah, but that's pretty intentional, I would say.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll end it
The
there.
careful.
Yeah.
We're trying to
Well,
avoid spoiler.
this conversation, there is a very
Oh, one
relevant
last thing.
chapter in
Sorry,
a later book.
all
that
three
is-
of his children. I would say. I think people discount
Yeah.
the third one. Anyway, go on.
I was counting one of them, but yeah.
So we go to chapter 6 called The Martyr, and this is just after, or like it's just about when Io is about to be hung.
Oh, and this is probably my favorite chapter of the 6 we've done so far.
So Paginus, so as
I kind of
she's
think
being
5
ready
is
for
the strongest chapter.
I
but
agree
think
with
that's a
it's
fair
5, but 6 is good too.
perspective.
Well, 6 also has the best Nero
I think 5
moments.
is the
So
strongest,
actually, you know
but
what? I
think
changed
this
my
is the one
mind.
that
6
hits
wins
me
because of
hardest.
Nero. There we go.
Yeah.
As-
So
Gonna-
5 is the strongest, but I think this hit me the hardest.
Yeah. So as Io is getting ready for the gallows, Paginus decries if there's any last words for who she wishes to proclaim them to, and she calls her sister Dio.
Holy diver.
Yeah. And so as she's climbed up, they mentioned that the Greys have to help her up to the scaffolding because she's so tiny. But as she goes up there and she goes to Io, Dio whispers
Rangi.
something in her
Rangi,
ear.
stop.
On the
And
Dake.
I can't-
Rangi.
You're
Rangi.
you're like
Whoa,
completely
can
interrupting
you
Jam.
actually hear that?
Yes, like
Yeah.
it's distracting.
Judging that you're wasting your time. You cannot
Discord's
defeat
like
the-
Mike AI is
Hey,
designed to pick
like-
up any voices. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Like,
No,
I get that,
I'm
but, like-
literally like whispering that to myself. I
Yeah,
didn't
but like
realize
we could hear you through Jam, so
Yeah, it was
So,
a little
and-
distracting. I get it's fine, but
So, and, yeah. Sorry if I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
being a bit like.
no, we can get you.
Sorry if I'm being a bit antsy.
Sorry,
but
I
No,
love
go
that
on,
song.
Jam.
Sorry.
I'll throw rocks at anyone who interrupts you, unless it's me.
yeah. So as Dio walks up, Io whispers something into her ear, and she starts sobbing. And they mentioned that she kind of has to be pulled away from her, like she's in distress. And Darrow's like, well, what could that mean? Like, and why were those last words for her, but like no one else? And as she's like about to have the floor dropped on her, she mouths to Darrow to live for more, and her last words to everyone are to break the chains. Another very pivotal part
Mhm.
of this series that's going to be relevant, like
Because she gives
ages and ages later.
she gives her private message to Darrow, and then her public message, and her last words. Also,
I mean, she gives an even more private message to Dio.
Yes,
like,
but
Darrow will never know that by her intention. She doesn't want him to.
We'll put a
learn
pin
it.
in that, for Rangi's sake. But Jam, would you agree that "Live for More" is the thematic thesis of the original trilogy?
I would.
I think I think so.
I would.
I specified trilogy for a reason.
I might ask you this later, Iron. You specifically. I might ask you like what you think the thematic process for the sequel books are. But like,
I don't think I'm far enough along yet to answer that. I think I need to.
It really comes clear with Lightbringer.
Yeah, that's what I'm
you're
saying.
Not there yet.
You can, because it wasn't until Morningstar where I would be confident in saying that "Live for More" is the thematic.
Yeah, Morningstar
thesis
has
of
a
the
ton of
trilogy.
lines that kind of make the "Live for More" very clear. I think is a theme.
Yeah.
Bit of Golden Sun too, but like
More so
sections,
Morningstar,
even-
because Golden Sun, I would say Falcon.
Morningstar is very overt with it.
Falcon, I would say Golden
there is
Sun's
one
actually
chapter in
it's the
particular.
opposite of "Live for More." Darrow kind of forgets to do that in Golden Sun. I think it's him straying away from the "Live for More" path. And Morningstar.
I can agree
going
that's
back to
Darrow's character, but I'm just saying there's like certain thematic and
But,
other
yeah.
characters.
One,
But I was
you could say
specifically
that he,
saying that in reference to Darrow's character for Golden Sun.
Yeah, definitely not for Darrow. Yeah.
Perhaps one could say that he finds people that helps him
Yes.
learn
Yeah.
that nudge.
The real
But,
the real meaning of it was the friends along the way, but for real.
Yeah, Iron, you said you had stuff to show on screen. Were you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. Hold on. So I'm gonna
the
take
quotes
over
or something?
real quick, Jam. I gotta find the line. Yeah. So the trap door beneath her feet. The trap door beneath her feet opens. She falls, and for one moment, her hanging hair suspended about her head, a flourish of red, and then her feet scramble at air, and she falls. But and her slim throat gags. But right before that, right in this one moment, she looks like an angel, and I just realized, which is probably I should have realized earlier. Hold on, give me a second.
Or you mean the cover art, right?
Yeah, it's the cover art of the Ultimate Edition is the moment of her getting hanged.
Yeah.
And one thing,
Well, there's in later sections there's like graffiti in like that Rangi's read, which is why I'm mentioning it. It's like there's graffiti that shows the moment in the same. So that's what I think that art is also trying to capture.
But I'm trying to go even further. I looked at the art closer today because I reread it today, and it dawned on me that this was the art. There's a noose around her neck in this image.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that either.
Yeah,
I just thought it was
really.
I thought it was
really
supposed to be
tiny.
capturing the graffiti, which is like more stylized and like
Here,
revolutionary.
Let me blow up
style,
the image a bit.
But yeah, they did cover that. That's cool.
Yeah, so if you look really closely, you can see, because I thought it was her hair around her neck at first. That's a noose.
Yeah, no, that is the news. That's cool.
Yeah, so like it's just when I reread it, it kind of hit me. I'm like, oh shit, that's
this
exact
a really
line.
good image, and I'm looking forward to the new
Golden Sun one.
hardcovers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of illustrations of Dio with her hair flowing as she's like being dropped from the noose.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is what I meant, Falcon. Like a lot of the official art doesn't have her hair all wild like it is in the card. It's a lot more like, but it's more like
a little
perfect.
more orderly in
Yeah.
the art.
But it's kind of the point.
I do think
she's
it works
supposed to
for
look like
this
an
one
angel,
because
yeah.
she's supposed to be perfect. Yeah,
Yeah, she's like in this 1 second, she's like.
And what I'm
beauty
generally
incarnate.
referring to is like more like casual fan art
Yeah,
of AO doesn't have the same like, because I like her the way her hair looks and how it's described in the book, because it just shows that she just generally doesn't care as much about her appearance. She kind of has more to live for in a way.
Yeah.
So she cares less about herself and more about her goals and all that.
So as she's being dropped down, there's the one final passage for this one section of the chapter, which this is like the part I marked down, like this is where
fading dirge.
Darrow learned to hate. So it's this section right here where on Mars there's not much gravity, so you have to pull the feet to break the neck, and they let the loved ones do it.
Which is a reference back to the first paragraph of chapter 1.
Not even
it's a good repetition.
Not even the creaking of the rope. My wife is too light. She was only just a girl. Then the thumping of the fading dirge begins. Fist on chest. Thousands. Fast like racing heartbeats. Slower. A beat a second. A beat every 5. Every 10. Then never again. And the mournful mass fades away like dust held in the palm as the old tunnels wail with deep winds. And the gulls? They fly away.
But I think that's kind of funny. The Golds waited for the fading dirge to end the leave. It's just like
yeah. But that last line where he like the only thing he mentions like and the Golds they flew away, like this is where Darrow learns to hate.
Yeah.
Deeply.
Yeah.
I mean his motivation is being like established here.
It's almost like the reverse of like, for me it's the worst day of my life. For them, it was Tuesday.
Yes, the Street Fighter reference. I had it earlier because like
it's already in the chat.
Yeah,
that's a good analogy. I forget what you're referencing.
That is kind of how Augustus used a lot of it until AO shows up and proves him wrong.
It was
Tuesday.
Yeah,
that's kind of how AO views them, or how Nero views them until AO just sings the song, because then he's like, this isn't Tuesday anymore, this is like something new.
Well he's almost like
Falcon's
this is actually kind of
because like this is what like Nero values, like when it comes to like humanity, like he likes to see like
careful.
Careful, girl.
Idealism.
He does
no, Rangi, no, not idealism.
No. This is what I get. Maybe it's better if I say it.
Yeah.
Rangi, do you remember the prologue?
Because I'm the one who has the least foresight.
Before you answer this, Rangi, did you read the prologue?
I did.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind when you answer.
Nero's view on humanity is very interesting.
So answer, Rangi, and I'll see what you say.
Okay, so on a surface level read, it comes across as idealism. That's why I said it. But I think it's more like he's almost intrigued by the idea of somebody willing to make a martyr of themselves, because he actually says it. It's that humans are the only animals willing to throw themselves onto the fire.
Like when he sees.
I want to come back to that line because Frank Herbert is better in Dune.
And he thinks to himself, "This is what it means to be human." Like this right here.
But Rangi,
that's definitely there's definitely a respect in the act he feels to the act she's doing.
I agree, but
he's not willing to interrupt it.
I agree.
I
agree if he respects the action, but I don't. You saying it because of idealism? It's not.
Iron to counter that. Idealism because of what?
It's not idealism.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's idealism from AO's perspective, and kind of
I'm talking about Nero.
We're presenting. But I agree. It's not idealism from.
I think Nero has ideals. So.
Yeah, no, but
he certainly. That's not why he lets it go. I can put this to bed in one word. Why he lets her sing, why he gives it time, why he lets it go, why he then does what he does. I can put it to bed in one fucking word, and everyone with Rangi will know exactly what I mean immediately. And it's mirrored in his children. And again, I will say no more. But the word is passion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Nero is a very passionate person.
Rangi, the reason it's passion and not idealism, because if you read the prologue, he spits on idealism in that prologue.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, wait, but what I mean is, I feel like he has a respect for her. Okay,
Her passion,
yeah,
not her idealism.
passion.
Not he despises idealism.
Yeah,
He
but
respects
she is
her
definitely an
bravery and her
idealist.
passion.
Yeah, but
Oh,
you keep
but he doesn't
saying
care about
idealism.
that.
That's
He
the
respects-
opposite of what he respects about the idea.
He doesn't respect the fact that she's an idealist. He does respect how far she is willing to go for her ideals.
Correct.
I
Yeah.
realize that sounds like a dichotomy, but it's
But
still
he is a
true.
dichotomy.
No,
He's a
okay,
walking
it's
contradiction. And that's the
interesting.
point of his character.
This is interesting because So because my view is, it feels
Does
like
anyone? Does anyone? We can say this without Rangi getting any spoilers, by the way, because he is way so far back. Does anyone remember who Nero's favorite gold was?
Yep.
Well, it's interesting because I almost feel like he's kind of disappointed that none of the other Reds stepped up.
Well, it's
That's the impression I almost
Yes.
got.
yes, but
Yeah,
not for the
yeah.
reason you might
kind
think.
of wanted it.
Yeah.
Not
As a way, Io is the one person that was able to stand out from the flesh heap of man, as he would describe it.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
he specifically says in the prologue.
Yeah.
Okay, this only just makes me more interested in this character, honestly.
Well,
he is one of the most interesting characters. So
He's
Dude,
to
Nero-
this day,
Nero
he's
is
my
awesome.
favorite villain in the series.
I wouldn't even necessarily call him a villain in the series overall. Like a villain
Hey,
in the
we'll
1st book.
get to that.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, he's certainly an
but it's
antagonist
quest-
through and through.
Yeah,
but-
antagonist I can definitely agree with, but villain I don't
Grapes.
know if I'd
Grapes.
go that far. We talked about grapes already, man, and again there was
Enough about the grapes.
Stay
This is
on
an
target.
Epstein Island.
So anyway, so at the end of this, after everyone goes home. Oh, there's one detail I forgot to mention. When the dead are hanged, they are not allowed to bury them. They mentioned this earlier.
The ultimate
I did
irony
mention
that
that
diggers
in
can't
the last
bury their
episode.
loved
Oh
ones.
yes. Well, it's interesting because this ties into apparently the Reds' kind of view of religion, like the idea of if you are buried, that's got religious significance for them, and it's definitely not an accident that they aren't allowed to bury their dead, given that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
And
like
they're one of
sowing
only
the
two
seed,
countries
so to
that has
speak. If
the-
you bury someone, that's kind of like the
And you
metaphor.
bury seeds, Falcon.
Yeah. Well, okay, enough of that. But
Wink, wink. Nudge.
So as Darrow goes home, his family tries to console him, but he's just dead inside. He just without Io, he doesn't see it.
He quit.
Yeah.
He gives up. This is the Darrow
he
gives
gave
up
up.
chapter.
There is one detail.
Number 800.
There's one detail that Darrow notices that in the during the township, everything is quiet in the town except for the HC that's floating at the top of the town where Octavia usually gives her speeches. He notices that Io's song is being played on loop, and every so often
Speeches.
recorded.
It's
And then
hacked.
Octavia flashes back, but every so often it'll cut back to Io. And
Also,
he notices that, and that's
the tone is
little-
off, is what he
he, like-
notices.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I guess at the moment it's just another reminder of what happened. And he notices that it always ends at her saying to break the chains, and then it cuts back and loops around again.
And
Hell,
and the way the song is intercut with the footage, it gives you the wrong impression that he thinks that Gold would want to convey. It's that's odd. Strange.
Yeah.
Rangi, what are your thoughts on this? I'm curious about you and you alone on your thoughts on this.
Okay, wait. What specifically?
Racist.
Sorry, I looked away for a minute.
Well, the HC scene. in
Yeah,
this
with
chapter.
the video
okay,
footage
okay,
giving off weird vibes
Giving
and cutting
way.
in and out.
Yeah.
So it's obvious this is part of that rebel group they mentioned, the Sons of Ares. But what's particularly interesting is and I feel like Darrow would obviously be able to put this together, but it feels like he's in such a depressive state he's not even applying his logical mind to it. I think that's a particular note of character as well.
He's not very analytical with it. He's more observing it.
I think
kinda.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's obvious to me as the reader that it was okay, well, obviously they aren't going to want to like portray her as a martyr. Yeah. So this is like, and he kind of frames it as, he kind of describes what's happening, but it's like it does feel like a very like, he's so disillusioned and he's so kind of demoralized, where he's not even like considering what that means or what that's doing,
Might just
because
go
he
with
doesn't
numb.
care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely dumb.
Yeah, and I think I think what Pierce does, I think the best in part 1 that he really does a good job of is showing the difference between Darrow's conscious and subconscious minds, and like, and back and forth, that sometimes his subconscious mind has the right of it and sometimes his conscious mind does, and the battle between those two as he's in different moods and mindsets, and like how he perceives information on both a conscious and subconscious level. I think Pierce, that's throughout the series, but Pierce really focuses on part 1, I think.
Yes, and because obviously at this moment, like, if it's obviously signaling like I think it's obvious, like, oh, okay, basically the Sons of Ares or whatever other rebel group is like, they're essentially broadcasting the truth, and they're kind of like, their signal is kind of fighting with the official signal, and that's why it's swapping between the two. But I think what's particularly interesting is kind of just that he is so like numb at this point. He's almost like, oh, that's kind of weird. They're portraying her as that.
Yeah.
This is definitely his low point here. Like,
Yeah.
This is your lowest point so far.
I have a question about this
Oh,
exact
boy.
scene, but it has to wait until we go next episode.
Dude,
I can't talk about certain things.
Falcon, that Simpsons meme is so appropriate for that statement.
Yeah, it really is. It's really that bad.
I was gonna say, the emotions are particularly high for Darrow at this point.
Yes.
And it is actually to the point where it is overwhelming his logical brain. He doesn't care.
Yeah, like
I don't know. I don't honestly know if I would say Darrow has
Well, I think he cares
shown
enough
much of
because
a
he wants.
logical mind so far.
Well, no, it's the point, Darrow. It's always been there. He just hasn't.
He's like, I want to do right. I want to do right by AO as a
Well, Darrow,
why do you keep saying
No,
AO?
he wants to do the right thing, but he's very impulsive. I don't know that we
AO,
see an awful lot of consideration in Darrow's thoughts.
No,
her sister's name is Dio.
Oh, Dio and EO.
But Dake, I think it's because it's kind of what EO pointed out to him. It's like he understands the world. He just refuses not to look at it. That's kind of his character. Like he can piece everything together. He just chooses to live in ignorance because it makes him happier just to be with his family than to really take in all the information as he could truly process it.
No, I get that, and I understand where she's coming from when she says that, but, and again, I'm being a little careful here, but if you think it through, I'm not sure that Darrow in the first 2 chapters is actually capable of making the leaps she wants him to.
No, he needs to be broken down to be built back up, which is kind of why part of the reason she does what she does.
EO says like, oh, the people of Lycos listen to you because you're one of the most respected. And Darrow like basically like brushes that off. Like that's not going to do much. But like through her eyes,
this is the thing. Like EO,
yeah.
it's kind of very, very strongly and almost explicitly suggested that what she wants is effectively for Darrow to try and restart the Dancer Rebellion.
Mm-hmm. But effectively, because his dad couldn't go far enough, and she knows Darrow can, because Darrow is more capable and willing than his dad was.
Well, she doesn't though. She doesn't know that.
No, she does. She says your dad was.
She doesn't though. She has no reason to think that.
She says your dad was weaker than you. That's what she says.
All she knows factually is if he does that, he will inspire more people to rise up than his dad did, which means more people will die.
Oh,
that's
no,
it.
no.
That is all. That is all she actually knows to be true.
Wait,
she knows they can. She knows he can inspire them, and she knows that if he does, they will die.
Dick. So my interpretation was. Basically, she wants him to go farther than the Dancer Rebellion. She wants him to essentially rise up and actually
She says he.
fire a
She
direct
says
rebellion.
What
she
in
says
her
he can
mind
unite
does
the
that look
clans
like how can he do that?
because she thinks he has the
Like, they have
capabilities of
they
a
have
leader
no
to unite
weaponry.
all the people
No,
of
no, sure,
Lycos.
sure. No, I get the concept, but like in her mind, I'm desperately curious. What does him doing that look like?
Well,
Because they have no training, they have no weaponry,
well, that's the point
they
of.
effectively have no lifespan.
She doesn't
I
think
don't think
that far
she's.
ahead. She's
I
caught
don't
up
think
in
she's
what
thought
he
that
can
far
do,
ahead.
not how he
This
can do
is
it.
this is very much what I'm building towards. Yes,
Because she's a
is that she
16-year-old
is
girl. That's what.
exactly.
Yeah.
She is an idealist with no sense of what she's actually fucking talking about.
Yeah.
Eo
Well,
Eo is a
I think
dreamer.
they
That's the best way I can put
specifically.
it.
Yeah.
So having
Eo, this is
read.
gonna sound mean, but Eo is best described the way Nero does. She is a magnificent figurehead.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
That
it's the
only
way they
becomes
say it
power
what they say in Game of
pencil
Thrones,
at
words are
the
wind. That's basically EO.
Yes.
Well,
No, the
Those
right
words are-
words can change the world.
Well,
but
well,
you
that's 'cause
need a
that's
lot
kind of
more
the,
than just a word.
Well, that's kind of the thing about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones sets up a lot of things. It presents it as true. It seems true, and then it subverts that. That's kind of the. We never get to the other
Can I
side
do-
of a lot of those
Oh, no,
payoffs,
I
but
can't. God damn it, I still can't do the game.
Yeah. I'll just keep going in that case. So as Darrow is about to walk towards the gallows to pull his wife away, he runs into Neryl, and Neryl he
best
starts,
fucking
shooting at him. He's like,
character.
Yep.
Woo.
Actually, I'll read out the conversation. I'll read out the conversation a little bit. So Darrow's like, "Oh, have you come to stop me?" And he's like, "Oh, I couldn't stop your father from killing his bloody self. He was a better bloody man than you, more restraint at least." And Darrow's basically he doesn't understand what he's trying to say, and Darrow basically says, "Well, I don't need your permission."
Wait,
Nay,
Jam.
little swabby,
Can you do the Darrow lines? And I do the Narrow lines.
I was just gonna read it through, but yeah.
I mean, we're almost done. Might as well have some fun with it.
Okay. I want to say one of my favorite lines of part one is "We lambdas do love the noose." It's really good.
It's fucking sad.
Yeah.
All right, ready, Jam? Let's do it. Where do you want to start?
You start. I'll start with You're your father's son, little bastard.
All right, you're your father's son, little bastard. Stupid and vain.
Come to stop me, uncle.
Couldn't stop your father from killing his bloody self, and he was a better bloody man than you. More restraint in him.
I don't need your permission.
Nay, you little squabber, you don't. Who's
Go
doing
on.
that? Oh yeah.
Oh, my bad.
He runs his hands through his hair. Do what you're gonna do, though. It'll break your mother. You might think she don't know you slip out. She did. Told me so. Said you were gonna die like my brother. Like your girl.
If mother knew, she would have stopped me.
Nah. She lets us men make our own mistakes. But this ain't what your girl would have wanted, boyo. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
No, that's
Wrong
a different character gimmick.
Wrong character.
Yeah.
I know. I just
Come on.
just go on.
Although it is suspicious that kind of accent would fit right in, but I'm gonna just stop myself right there.
Yeah.
You don't know a thing.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah.
The line "best of my brothers" always stood out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Righto. See, there's your boyo type of speak. I'll walk with you then, since your head is full of rocks. We lambdas do love the noose. Oh, and then I toss you the flask. I tried to talk your father out of his little protest, Told him words and dance mean as much as dust. Tried squaring up with him. I squabbed that one up. He laid me down cold. Punching the air. Comes a time in a life
Punching
when
noises.
a man has his mind set and it's an insult to gainsay. Yours set? Of course it is. I forget. I taught you how to dance. Oh, wait, no, it's your line.
Yeah. Stubborn as a pit viper. Wasn't that how you put it?
And this is the only time Darrow smiles all chapter, which is nice.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah. Still you, Darrow.
Oh. She left me. Just left me.
Must have had a reason. Not a dumb girl, that one.
And I'll just cut it off there.
Yeah,
after
it's
that,
question mark.
yeah, Nero tells Darrow to say hello to Dancer for him.
Oh yeah,
It's
this
like,
will be my
Dancer-
this will be my last line.
Yeah.
Ready? Tell them
Okay.
hello for me in the Vale. Give my brothers a toast. My wife a kiss. Specifically, Dancer. I just thought it was weird how he worded that. Like, give my wife a kiss. Especially my other wife, Dancer.
Especially Dancer. It is a kind of a funny context.
And so the only thing that Narrow says like, "Oh, you'll know him when you get to him."
And then he
break
walks
the
away and
chains.
then pauses without turning. Break the chains
well,
here.
I've read a little bit ahead of where we're at.
Yeah, he knows who
I know
Dancer is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And so Darrow.
And I like you'll know
Dake,
him.
shush,
Well,
shush, shush. Falcon doesn't even know who
I
Dancer
know
is.
the twist about Dancer. I know the twist about.
I know a little bit more about him than Rangi.
Yeah. I'm just saying there's layers that you won't get to
Yeah.
until
So-
book 6 or sorry 5.
There's layers upon layers upon layers.
what he's saying
Yeah.
is Dancer is a lot like an onion.
Yeah.
These layers.
And so as Darrow takes his sling blade and he cuts the rope, and his wife kind of floats into his arms because she's so light, and he goes up back to where they made love at the garden,
At the garden.
and he
yeah.
and he buries her there. And it seems that the Greys are like they're just gonna let this happen because he's dead anyway. And so as he goes back to his village, his family's there, and Kieran, his sweet brother Kieran, punches him right in the face with tears in his eyes
Face.
because like
I would do that too.
Yeah.
yeah,
His name is Kieran.
Kieran. Yeah. And his mother doesn't see anything in particular. She just has like a sad look on her. But Kieran is probably the most upset because he thinks that what he did was just stupid.
Not only is Kieran the most upset, he is kind of the other younger, like, person.
He's the older
within
brother.
their well, yeah,
he's the
he.
older brother.
Well, Leanna's the oldest of the
he's
three, right?
He's the older brother, but he's like, so it's like him and then his kids as far as like the youngest people.
Wait, who's
right?
older, Leanna or Kieran?
I think Kieran.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I
Either
forgot
way,
to-
either way, we're talking about like kind of young men behavior. Like I don't know, like if my younger sibling did something that's like obviously going to get him killed, I probably would also sock him in the jaw.
Wait, no, not
Yeah.
get him killed.
And-
got him killed.
and,
They're going to hang him.
He mentions that as he buried Io, he took his half of the Hamanthus and put it back with hers.
No.
he
He
buried
took
her.
hers and left hers him. He took her half and left her his half, which I thought was cool.
Well, isn't it how it's described? She took his half originally, so he's kind of giving her original half back.
No.
And then taking.
No, because this is how it works. So she said the outer layer was his,
That's it.
and the
Do
other
it,
layer,
monkey. Give me that Scott Steiner math.
what?
Oh yeah. So here it says he played I dig the hole near the base of the tree. My hands covered with the dirt of our land are red like her hair. As I take her hand and kiss her wedding band, I place the outer bulb of the Hamanthus atop her heart and take the inner and put it near my own. Then I kiss her lips and bury her.
The symbolism in that is he put
Didn't you
his
say the inside was his, or no, the outside was his part?
yeah, he put his heart with her and took her heart with him. I think it's the
Yeah,
symbolism of that.
So
And,
what you're saying is he has a 33 1/3 chance of winning at Bound for Glory.
I don't get this reference.
And he ends up taking the sweatband that she made for him as he like
Yeah.
buries it with tears and then takes it. And he's ready to accept his fate, and he's about to be walked to the gallows for the crime that he committed. And the words that ring in his head from Nero, is that all your strength? And that's the only thing that he can think of. He really, really wants to kill Nero. He really wants to kill him, but can you really blame him? Can you? I don't.
I can't.
Nero's a better
I
character
want to
than
go to
you.
bed. So I
We're almost there. We're almost there.
I was
And-
gonna say Nero's kind of a fantastic bastard. I can blame him as a reader.
And as the news is being placed over, he asks Dio to come near her, and he asks what her last words were. And the only thing that Dio says is that she said that she loved you. And he
Bullshit.
says like he doesn't believe her, but he smiles and kisses her forehead anyway.
But
She
he's
can't handle
like-
any more questions.
He's like,
He's, like,
okay,
fucked up
that's
about
not
it.
what she
He just-
said.
But I'm
Yeah,
just gonna go along with it because it's too complicated right now.
And my head
Like,
hurts too much from the booze Nero gave me.
Oh yeah, he's also like under the effects of something, perhaps.
Yeah.
So
And he in the last passage of part one is
I want to go over this part.
I don't.
So
What?
come on. So like he starts to
Remember when
panic.
he was too nervous to be on live stream, and now he's all Mr. Shouty.
He yeah, so here he is, like he's just like realizing that like this was all kind of senseless. Like Io is right. I don't understand the point of this. This was selfish. She told me to live for more. She wanted me to fight, but here I am dying despite what she wanted, giving up because of the pain. Like she starts to panic as like people who commit suicide and like save themselves last second, like realized it was like stupid of them to try and kill themselves.
Yeah.
And then because like almost all people who survive suicide never attempt it again, which is a really interesting statistic. But
wait. No, the specific line too. I panic as suicides do when they realize they're falling.
yeah, I mean, I summarized it,
Yeah.
but anyway, but this
it
was
says
my
that Nero
favorite
gives-
part of the book or the so far is that Kieran goes to try and pull down Darrow. And Uncle Nero just shoves him to the ground. And then he winks at Darrow and then pulls.
Out the way, boy.
And
Fucking
the
love
last
that
line
scene.
of part one is.
I hope they
the
do
last
not
line is,
bury me.
Yep, I hope they don't.
yeah.
Because he doesn't want his family to make the
Yeah,
same
no,
mistake
that's a
he
great
realized he
line.
just did, which is a really good fucking way to end part one.
This is probably the most rushed part.
Yeah, and it's
out
still
of the
fucking
entire
awesome.
series.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about and neat little details, and like if it's
Next
that's like the
episode,
lowest
part
point, that's
Yeah.
nuts. Like that's actually
Part
like
two,
you got a
next
whole
time.
thing coming.
Yeah.
Next time, I
Verso,
hope we can get through the
Rising.
entirety of part two because
Yeah,
there's,
which is
there's
more
probably gonna be
chapters.
less.
Well,
Yeah. There's more chapters,
I'm-
but there's also
Yeah, I would say like part two is probably like I get part one is like pretty weak in terms of like there could be some more character stuff here and there, but I kind of feel like part two is like my least favorite.
Yeah,
'cause it
part
just
two is
doesn't have
the
like,
only.
the highs of part one,
Mhm.
but it's like sure it's like it's more well constructed, but it doesn't have the highs.
Well, also
that
Falcon. The
kinda-
problem is if you read both prologues, this part kind of is pointless because I knew all the twists, and it's just really just him just kind of adapting to the.
Yeah, I think it's
to the-
necessary for the story. It's just like I just feel like it's just kind of very like
if I were to,
safe, I guess
if
it's
I were to,
very
like, make a-
simple.
It's
if I were
very
to
by
make,
the
like, an
numbers. There's
adaptation
not
of
a lot of
this-
meat on
Yeah.
the bone compared to the other
It's like a
parts.
slice of. It's like a procedural almost.
Well,
If I
that's
were to make
exactly
an
what it
adaptation of
is.
This, I would probably add more moments in Lycos before we get to this.
I would too, and also for
Yeah.
part two, I would
think more for
I would
Harmony
focus a
and
little bit
certain
more
characters.
on his interactions with the other characters rather than just his reactions to the procedures. There's not a lot of character moments
purely
in
to
part
develop, purely to develop like all of those characters of part two that are
two. Yeah, I think
prominent part
Mick-
three onwards.
Mickey's
so,
really the only one in part two I think who gets like proper characterization. I think having him have like
and Mickey probably comes out the best out of that group.
yeah, Mickey.
um,
Part two made me really like Mickey.
bit, boy.
What?
I don't want to say anymore, but
Stay on target.
Well, I mean, we're done now, and I didn't spoil
Yeah.
anything.
Also,
But summarizing
this gives you enough
thoughts
time-
of part one. Let's all go down. Who has to
I'll give
leave
you a
first?
number. I'll give you a number. 5 out of 10.
Ooh,
This is a solid 5.
I would say it's a 7 out of 10. Part one.
If there was just a little bit more.
Well, that's
I would
why I'm
like
giving it a
bump it up
7 out of
like
10.
a-
I think its
yeah.
biggest issues it's a little thin for an intro,
if I had
an
to
amount of
use number-
content, not the quality of the content.
if I had to use numbers, maybe like a 6, because there's a lot of good stuff, but it is kind of very short. And
He's insecure. He wanted to get to the stuff he thought was more
Definitely,
interesting,
yeah, like
so he
there's a lot of
rushed through
corner
this.
cutting.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
cut corners like Darrow. God damn it!
There's a reason why the first book is my least favorite in the series.
Here's a fun fact:
Uh,
the first book is my favorite, but I don't think it is the best. I think it's the weakest book, like writing quality wise. But like from like just reading it, like and just like I literally finished the first book in like a week. Like I could not put it down. Like it's just
It's like
the pacing
in,
is
like, 3
I think it's the best pacing in the whole series. I still
you can
stand by
kind of
that.
tell like Pierce is
Pretty
like
good.
growing
It's
up
a
as a writer as these books are.
Oh, for sure.
continuing.
But Jan, do you think that's a fair
Yeah,
assessment
like,
that
the
book
story
one
of
is the
world, I
best,
just
well
think are
paced?
really great of
Once you
Red-
hit
Red
part
Rising.
3, like once you hit part 3,
would
the
say,
pacing is electric.
Oh yeah, Part one is like we're like blazing through it to where like, oh, like I wish it wasn't this quick.
Yeah,
I
part
wish
one
we had
needed
more
to slow
time.
down.
Part
You
two
guys
is
should
very
read
plot
the
heavy.
books.
Part two.
This is killing me.
What?
Dake,
Dake, I've read a lot of books. I was just a child when I
either
read
way,
most of those
Are
books.
we going through everyone's ratings?
Yeah,
Or
who
we
has to
just
leave
go-
first?
Yeah,
we can
let's-
start with
everybody,
them. Does anyone have to go soon?
That would be me.
All
and
right,
I
Dake.
don't think that I actually have a rating for the.
Yeah, I
second
don't want to
three.
rate. I feel like it's hard to rate.
Well, that wasn't really my
ratings.
question. My question was overall thoughts on the part. Jam kind of hijacked my question, but Dake, you're leaving first to go to bed. So, what are your overall thoughts of part one?
My overall thoughts, well, my overarching thought right now is yes, bed is very much in the cards. Very, very soon. I really, really like this book. I have an immense amount of respect for Pierce as an author, especially given it's his first book that I came in. And thank you, Jem, for bringing me onto this because I've
Yeah.
loved Red Rising.
Meanwhile, I
There's-
had to read Mistborn, and I think I know which one of us got the better end of the deal out of that.
Jam, can you agree?
like
with
this.
But
yeah.
Mistborn-
Don't get it twisted. I like Mistborn, but I'm not in love with it.
I gave you a better deal than Dake
Um,
did.
I think that Mistborn really drags.
Why are you guys
the
telling
center.
chat about the secret behind the scenes deals that we make for these books?
I
What
haven't
are
made
you
any
doing?
deal. I did all this for the love of the game, and I
Yeah,
had a
good
great
job.
time.
Good on you, Falcon.
There's one.
I stay winning as per
So there's,
usual.
um,
I don't have
there's
to
this
be
one
me,
friend that I have.
you, me, and
Never.
Micah still have to do something on Fallout. There's some fun.
We
to be had
do.
there.
So there's this one
I
friend
need
I
to
have
still-
in
yeah,
per.
we need to sit down and watch season 2.
There's this one friend I have in another server that I'm trying to like get him to read it, and I said, "Look, what do you want me to read in exchange?" And he's like, "Okay, read Lord of the Rings." Like, I'll get to that eventually, but I have a bunch of other shit to do.
We get there when we get there.
Damn, Jam, you're running the gauntlet
Because
right
he's
now.
like
The
the-
fantasy gauntlet right now. You had to read Mistborn, A Song of Ice and Fire, and Lord of the Rings. Damn, that's like three
And then I
eras
gotta
of like
get-
the
Reading
defining
Lord of the Rings
fantasy.
last. That's like ending with like the apex. So
Yeah, he keeps going better than the last. He goes Mistborn, steps up the Song of Ice and Fire, and then steps up again the
And then
Lord
Game
of
of
the Rings.
Thrones, like the quality just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
what do you
don't
mean
think I agree
steps
with
up
those
to A
rankings.
Song of Ice and Fire?
Song of Ice and Fire is a
Yeah,
lot better than Mistborn. I'm sorry,
It has better
no.
characters. It has
No,
better
it is not.
characters.
dude.
Wait,
Mistborn is
counterpoint. Only one of them is a complete
horse in
story.
this game. Other than that, Lord of the Rings is really good. That's
okay.
my
If you want to play that, if you want to play that game,
my only
Rangi, like
conclusion.
Mistborn has the overarching story of the Cosmere is not done yet, so it's not done.
Oh no! They didn't. They didn't
You
end the
shouldn't play.
entire universe.
Don't play that
yet.
game. Don't play that game because
It-
Tolkien never ended Lord of the Rings either, bro.
But Dake, I will say I have enjoyed the characters of A Song of Ice and Fire more than Mistborn.
As you
I
should.
think the characters in Mistborn are serviceable. The books are very plot heavy and plot heavy.
How
books
far-
are
Kelsier
not-
is
far
the
have you
only
got-
book character in the first trilogy who like left a lasting
How far have you
impression
got-
on me.
I finished the trilogy, the entire trilogy, Mistborn.
Okay. You've got 5 more books to read before you can realistically say that.
See, this is what I mean,
So-
Jam. This is what I mean, Dake. Like Jam's only on book 1. He already likes the characters more than 3 books worth
So
of
actually, no.
Mistborn.
Here's a funny story. Iron almost fucking trapped me. He was like, "Oh yeah, read the 11th Metal and Secret Histories." I read the 11th Metal. I didn't know that story was released as a part of a tabletop. That's kind of neat. But also,
Yeah. I mean, the world.
I own the tabletop books actually for.
and so when I actually started reading the Secret
Careful what you
Histories.
say.
And then I started Googling it. It's like, oh, only read Secret Histories after you're a good way.
There's 2
like,
schools of
on this
thoughts
book
on
of
that.
Era 2.
Yeah, you want to be into the second trilogy, ideally.
I agree
And
with you.
so-
I like the other school of thought where you get the fresh perspective of it.
I will get to Secret Histories after that. I think the next Cosmere thing I'm going to read is Elantris and then Warbreaker.
If you want something
I-
shorter, Jam, that like you don't that is just its own isolated thing, Six of the Dusk and Silence in the Forest of Hell are 2 horror short stories that are pretty good.
Isn't Elantris only one book?
I think Mistborn Series 2 you can read also. Like, I actually think Series 2 has better written.
Rangi, when's the
characters.
last time you've read A Song of Ice and Fire? Because I know you said you did in the past.
Like 6, 7 years ago.
I'm curious if you would reread it if you still say Mistborn has better characters.
No, because one of them has like
I
a
will.
finished like
I
story,
know I won't.
and
change
one
my
of them
opinion.
doesn't. And one of the and that
I
one
don't
will
think
never
that
have
needs
a
to be
finished
fair.
story
I don't
because
think
I'm
that
just
needs
gonna
necessary
say-
the
for
author is going to
character
die
stuff.
before the story is ever finished.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yes.
that has nothing to do with character quality.
But, like character quality could be completely different.
Like-
No,
like
if,
Last
there, if
Jedi
there's
is
no
like
if there's no
see
resolution to the
the story,
character,
and its
then
characters
it's
I
are
don't
terrible.
know. I don't think that. I don't agree with that at all.
no. If you have a setup for a character journey,
What if the setup
then
for a
just
character is more
never
interesting than the
happens.
entire arc of another character? How about that?
Pound for pound.
Well, but,
Pound for pound,
that's
I think
subjective,
Mistborn has
isn't
better
it?
characters than A Song of Ice and Fire.
I disagree.
And I will stand by that for every single one you can think of as a close corollary.
So
In
the thing
fact-
is, like, I
in fact-
find
no, hang on.
So you
I'll be nice.
you think
I'll-
you think Vin's a better character than Jon Snow?
Yes.
I wouldn't say Vin is a corollary to Jon Snow. I would say Vin is a corollary to Arya, and yes.
Do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Next.
I'm just gonna
I'm
just gonna
I-
drop my hot take here.
Do you think what's it called? The politics that like really like all the politicians are as good as like the background characters in Game of Thrones. Do you think
Yeah.
Ham
Yes,
as
because one
good?
has a resolution and one doesn't.
Rangi, I don't see why one having a resolution makes it a better distinction, or like that's
It
the
doesn't-
distinction that you're going to.
I wouldn't say that having.
Do you think Ellen? Do you think Ellen's a better character than Tyrion?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Wait.
Because I have an end state for Ellen. I
Oh
know
my
how
God.
he ends up. He has a full journey. Tyrion
Why
does
does it?
not.
Okay, who's better,
So just
Tywin
because
or Ellen's dad? What's I don't even
Okay,
remember Ellen's
because-
dad's name. What's his
I think
dad?
I'll give that one to.
What's Ellen's dad name again?
Strafe.
Who's better, Tywin
Yeah,
or Strafe?
Yeah, Strafe. I'm
Who's
just
better,
gonna say,
Tywin or Strafe?
Strafe.
They both get an
Yeah,
end to the
Strafe
resolution.
No. Tywin definitely is better than Strafe.
Okay, there we go. We're not
Is-
completely crazy.
I guess you're consistent. I guess.
With two characters at once that lead me almost directly into another spoiler
I-
that I can't.
So
Yes, God damn it! Who is behind on A Song of Ice and Fire? Who am I not allowed to talk
I've
about?
read all
Me.
of the books that have been released.
So actually,
Okay,
Dake,
hang on.
I'm gonna
Wait,
drop a
are we all up to date on the books?
yes.
Is
And I'll
Everyone
never
here
read
right
them.
now?
So you can
So
yap about
Dake,
them.
how about like I just want to move away from Game of Thrones for a second. Speaking
no,
of
no,
this
no,
one-
no, no, no! I never get.
Dake,
oh.
Dake. We will get.
Iron, pick it up. You know what I'm going to
Dake,
say.
I know what you're
Dake, we have
gonna
an
say.
entire
It's fine.
channel about this. We'll be fine.
True.
I would rather like I don't want to know any more about it, and I am not all the way through the books.
Yeah, that's actually fair. We're kind of going into spoilers no matter what. But also like I don't know. I don't give
So-
a fuck about most of the characters in Game of Thrones. And maybe
That
that's
just
because
blows my
I
mind. I
know
don't
where
know.
it was supposed to end.
Ugh.
Well, I don't see why just because it doesn't have an ending makes it any less.
No. Well, the ending it's supposed to have is what I saw in Game of Thrones season.
No.
Hey.
They took like a bullet point
Prove it.
and made a
Prove
whole
it.
season.
No, give me the text that says it's not.
Oh my
Or worse
dude,
than
that is
Disgrace.
a false dichotomy, and you know it.
No,
think you mean
I don't care.
equivalency, and it's
I don't
not,
care
actually.
anymore.
Okay, Jam, close out what you're gonna say, and then we'll go with the closing thoughts, and
I-
then we'll end the stream.
Yay, classic Rangi.
Yeah, I would like
Anyway,
to do my thoughts personally, but
Anyway,
will never-
as I'll just
I will
end it.
never get
I'll just
to
end with this saying, anyone that's watching, if you haven't, I see Lon was in the chat.
he was at
Hi,
some
Lama.
point. I don't think he's there anymore. Unless he is, that would be cool.
What's
If
up,
anyone that-
boys?
Yeah, for anyone watching this, go check out these books. They are
Mhm.
fantastic.
Damn right.
They're fucking amazing. They're
They are most
probably
good.
some. It contains like
Okay,
some
right.
of my favorite character interactions. It contains one of my favorite characters in fiction, like bar none.
Who could his
I think everyone
PFV
here knows
be?
what I'm talking about.
Who could his PFV be? Who could it be indeed?
we'll never know.
Yeah, this is drawn by a friend. So I asked him like, hey, I know like you've never done a commission before, like if you want to like draw something for me, like I'd happily give you money. And he's like, I'm not comfortable like with taking money or anything because I don't think my stuff is that good yet, but I'll draw it for you. And he gave me he was showing me progress, and he gave me this. It's like,
Is that who I
this is
think
a-
it is, Jam, or is that a different person?
It is who you think it is.
I hope it's how you think.
At least
Who you
I think
think it is?
it's who you think it is.
I mean, I just want to mention his name on stream. I'll just put it in the chat.
Yeah, just put. No, this is not salty.
Okay.
Oh,
Is-
okay. Well, I like that. I like that we're like, oh, we are gonna mention it, but then say it.
No one knows like any. Salty could be anybody. But that's
It's true, but
No, it's fine. I think you got away with that one. You're okay.
it's all right. It's all right.
Anyway,
You didn't link to his last Discord.
Although
username.
Iron, I will give you this though. I know a lot about Jamie. I
Mhm.
know where his arc is going.
Mhm.
Although with all of that, I think I kind of
Do
prefer
you, though?
Cassius. I think I kind of prefer
no,
Cassius.
it's fair.
over JD.
We'll just see what you. I know it's like it's one thing to know where his arc's going. When you actually see the execution of it, I'm going to be
What do
curious.
you-
I think what kind of tips me over is like they both share the same arc, but Cassius
They do.
is kind of complete, while Jamie's isn't.
Well, I guess.
True.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there's still one more book, so who knows where.
Yeah, well, sure. You keep
We
telling
spent
yourself
like
that.
an hour fucking DMing about this the other day, Monkey Man. You know that book is never fucking happen.
Well, Red
Okay,
God.
well,
I
here's
mean,
the thing.
fine.
Winslow,
I was talking about
Winslow
Red
come out when he
God.
dies, but Dream of Spring is a pipe dream.
I was talking about Red
No,
we
God.
it's
finally
never gonna
tell-
happen. It's
You
never gonna
finally tell
fucking
me
happen.
about the fucking Targaryen thing now that there's no one here we can actually spoil it for her. Oh,
Oh,
no, there
you
is.
know-
God damn it. Okay, fine.
Another
Fuck.
thing I'll give Red Rising over Game of Thrones is Pierce Brown actually has respect for his fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Look, dude, Pierce Brown's a way better person than George R. R. Martin. I'll never.
George is a
In-
fucking.
George is a
better.
shithead. Like just
I
because
say-
he wrote my favorite
it's
book
so
doesn't
easy
mean I
to be
like
a
him.
better person than George.
Yeah,
Like,
George is a
he's just
fucking
dick.
tool. I hate George. I like his
You
works a
say
lot.
You are, but
Most I know about George is like how much of a dick
Well,
he is.
So
a
there's
prick,
one
yeah.
thing that I saw his one blog post that he did was like, everyone like no one cares about all the other stuff I wrote. You just want to talk about like Game of Thrones. Like you don't care about Duncan Egg. You don't
Yeah,
care
that's
about.
what made you
Blood-
fucking famous, you fucking
George,
loser.
Oh no!
the
I was like,
only
you can't
fucking
say
thing
that.
You
If-
wrote, you asshole.
Yeah,
you
you
wrote
can't-
that and then spin-offs. You fucking
he-
Mongo.
And he basically
You
was
are
like,
not
oh
Frank
yeah, well,
Herbert.
I don't care about Game of Thrones anymore. I lost the passion years ago. I'm sorry to tell you. That's like, why did people wouldn't have gotten invested if they knew that you weren't gonna give a shit
Imagine
anymore.
Isaac Asimov saying that 2 books into Foundation. It's like, sorry lads, I just don't give a fuck anymore.
There's actually another example. Anyone ever heard of the book series Name of the Wind?
No.
Nope.
Name of the
Yes.
Wind, never heard of
Not
it.
possible.
Is it worth touching?
All I know about it is there are 2 books out. The last book came out in 2011, and the 3rd book never came out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
Okay, so
good.
it's not worth touching then.
I would
Okay,
say-
thank you. for
Well,
telling
no,
me.
it's not. No,
No,
what I've
Russell
heard
is-
they're worth.
Russell
doing.
No, but Rangi, remember Jam, Rangi. If it is,
Well, Rangi does have a particular.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
if
it's
the
not-
story doesn't
No,
finish,
I
there's nothing
fucking-
of value
no,
in it.
I fucking hate anybody who's going to start a story and just never fucking finish it.
What
What if
if the
they
author
got like
dies?
assassinated or something?
Yeah, what if
Why
the
the
author dies?
fuck do you want me to pay for your post it on fucking fanfiction.net then? Post it on any fucking other
God.
fucking site that's not a
Christ.
professional site.
Okay, well,
All right. Well, okay.
I
Well,
guess
I'm
you're
gonna
passionate about
use the
it.
fucking channel ownership authority to shut down all side conversations. Dave, give your closing thoughts.
Yeah,
You can
we're
go to
gonna-
bed, and then we
yeah.
can wrap this up. We're almost done. Go, Dave.
Yeah.
Give my closing thoughts. Am I doing closing thoughts on just like the 3
Chapters 1 through 6.
or-
Chapters 1 through 6.
I feel like I'm going to end up repeating myself a great deal over what I said in the first 3, but it's very, very good. Everyone should give it a shot. There's a lot of DNA from other books in there, which tracks if you actually read any of the stuff Pierce says in his dedications. And yeah, I don't know that I can add an awful lot to what the guys have said without getting into arguments about this, that, and the other. You know, we disagree on certain aspects of characters. I'm not going to get into it now. But no, great series, great
But
book.
I think that's a good aspect
you-
that, like, of complicated characters. You can disagree, and both sides will still have
Yeah.
reason for their viewpoints. It's not like a lot of worse media where people are just fucking insane with their reads into these characters. Like, where the fuck did you get that from?
Oh, no, that's true. Of course, yeah. I mean, I don't mind that you guys are wrong. It's fine. I don't mind.
All right, Rangi, you go next.
So far I really like this story. It feels like there's a lot of thought and preparation and setup planned into the story and
Maybe
baked
just a little
in.
bit of Harry Brooks in the background helping out. I don't know.
Oh, those coffee dates were just about the weather, I'm sure.
Yeah. He only openly acknowledges him as his mentor in the fucking it's fine.
Go on, right?
Total
Yeah.
coincidence that a great fantasy author worked with him, and
Oh, okay. Wait. We're talking about specifically the Red Rising stuff, right?
Yeah, he's only ever written the
He's
Red
mentioning
Rising
it,
stuff.
he's
Rangi,
mentioning it
he's written nothing else.
I
He
don't
did
know
say
what
that
else he's written. I'm not gonna like.
This
bother
was Rangi. This was his first book.
it was
Mm,
a good book.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Pierce said that when he finishes Red Rising, he wants to do a fantasy series.
I'm really
Dude,
looking
and
forward to
I'd
that
be-
because I like
I'd be
fantasy better than sci-fi.
extremely-
I would like to
Yeah.
see that.
Well,
I
part of
think
why I
it's
like
really
Red Rising is that it's like science fantasy sometimes, like not entirely, but
Or
it kinda
any
has that
well,
vibe.
that's the quote, right?
Um,
Any science so far advanced that it's indistinguishable from magic, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and well, just like the medieval almost like structure of the society.
Yeah, it's
is
based
like,
off of Roman culture. Yeah.
There is a lot of
Yeah.
Warhammer inspiration, but the cool Warhammer 40k stuff, not the cringe shit.
Also, Jam,
there's
me and Rangi
definitely-
were going over some Roman facts the other day because we're going to do a bit on our channel where we go through like the years according to the episode we're on. So we're doing year 1 facts, and there are some really funny names in there, like Emperor AI and the Queen of Kush. But anyway, there's
what the fuck?
yeah, there's some funny names, and Sextus Britus Polarius or whatever the fuck his name was. But like all the Roman like titles are reused in Red Rising.
Was it Grok?
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
wait.
Well,
Was Grok
Emperor
also,
there is,
I
like,
remember Grok also.
No, we made a joke because it was Emperor AI. And we
I was
called
gonna
Emperor
say, I
Grok.
think that was a joke.
Yeah,
I doubt it was pronounced AI. It was probably I or something.
Yeah,
Probably.
it probably was. I didn't want to say that because I thought that would be.
Well, that does sound like it would be a funny bit to riff off of, but
Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt on the bit.
Anyway,
he's like he was cooking. Hold up, let him cook.
Ryan, you got anything
Yeah.
else to say before we move on to
Anything to wrap
Falcon?
up?
So far, this series is particularly interesting. In the next week or so, I'm also going to be like getting much further into the book. So I don't know if you guys are gonna record next week or not. I'm not gonna be there either way, but
I kind of need a break from
going to be
streaming.
reading
I've been
the-
streaming a lot.
Like if we're all caught up, like, and we're all on the same page, I was thinking like this show can be more like a revolving number of people. Like some people can be.
Yeah,
some
I'd
people-
rather-
That's kind of what I
that.
figured because I don't want to.
Yeah,
Like if I'm missing,
I
if
give
I'm
you
missing,
guys-
I don't
I
want you
give you
guys to
guys-
hold up for me.
Like
so.
if I have
Yeah.
to miss a Thursday, like just so be
yeah,
it. Don't
exactly.
like stop on my account.
Although
you
if I
guys
can't
have
make
my
it, there
full
might be a bit of a
permission to
problem.
go if I'm not able. If I'm
Obviously,
not able
you
to
don't need to
make
be
it,
here.
which obviously
Wait,
I can't
so
make
how
it.
about it's like if more than 2 people or like if more than 2 people
Yeah, like,
miss,
if there's
we
some-
call it.
If there's a lot and like no one would be interested in filling in, which is just kind of true because like we're basically everybody's reading it right now. So
Yeah, we'll do it this way. If
Yeah.
more than one person,
What you mean is we just have to wait for them to catch up.
yes. If
Yeah,
more,
okay,
if,
so if more
if
than
more
one
than one
person
person
has
can't
to
make
ditch
it,
it.
then we'll reschedule. Or obviously, if I can.
yeah, I think that's fair.
yeah.
So,
I'll be
I
picking
can make no
days where I
promises,
can make it,
but
which is kind of the
if
point.
Okay,
I'm
since
free-
we got
if I'm
another
free, I'll
tangent.
make-
Yeah, right. Are you done?
Rangi, how do you want to wrap up? If at all.
I was gonna say, so far in the book, it's extremely impressive as an intro to a book. There's very few books I've read that have like kind of hit this specific vibe for me, where it's like it's interesting, right? It feels like that sort of. It's like, oh, okay, it's an oppressive world, but it's not like so oppressive that it feels like
it's not
it
grim
doesn't.
dark, you know.
It's realistic
it's-
dark
well,
for the
I
setting
wouldn't
it's
even say
in.
grimdark. I would say
Yeah.
like even most like even most.
It's not
fantasy-
tonally
It's
grim dark.
believably dark, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not saying it
Well,
isn't dark. I'm just saying it has
it
dark
feel-
elements.
It feels like a
feels
real
a lot
world.
of-
Like
a
a lot of
the
Yeah.
a lot of the elements of control that we see are very like believable and realistic and approachable in a way where it's like it's not like so like oppressive that it feels like oh, these people would just
break. Like some of the dystopias are so oppressive. Like there's no way you'd be able to maintain control. Like people would just fucking revolt because what is there to lose? Your lives are worse than shit.
Yeah, this kind of
what people can adapt to.
Well, and I think the way they control information too, because I know kind of the big reveal.
That's in the prologue. I'm still mad at Piers that I read that. I'm like,
not even Piers? That big reveal.
You know about the aliens living inside the moon?
Yes, I do.
There are no aliens in this series
that we know.
What do you mean? There's at least a few pinks.
Although aliens, right? the pit vipers are essentially aliens, Jam.
Well, no, they're not.
Well, they're snakes that, since they traveled, they're alien species.
They were genetically engineered, like they were carved.
Okay.
No, the pit vipers weren't carved. They're the only ones that aren't carved.
Think about it though. If you hold if you hold that logic through, then that means certain things for the second trilogy. So,
well, Dake, you know how the word alien works, right? Like if you move planets and become a new species on that planet, you're now an alien species. Like
pit vipers aren't a new species; they're a mutated species.
Before we get into
I feel like that's we're playing wordplay.
Wait.
Rabble.
Yeah,
Who gets to end the stream first with all the shouting?
Before we get into another tangent, I have to hop out because it is 10:30. I want to unwind a little bit.
All right, Jam. Closing thoughts, real quick. Go, rapid fire. Go.
I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I haven't even had the chance, but
okay.
Jam, go first because you want to leave.
Last words. Red Rising's great. Red Rising's good. Let us thank him for the food. Anyway, goodbye.
Bye, Jam. All right, Falcon, your turn. Thanks for joining, Jam.
Okay.
Go, Falcon.
To be as succinct as possible, I think it's a really great start to the story. There are issues, obviously, that we've talked about, but also lots of really good, like little stuff that really fills out the world. I think that's particularly strong. Character stuff with Darrow and a lot of his family, very strong. And I just particularly like just how efficient it is with a lot of things. And I especially like just that it kind of hits these very interesting high notes of like the double sacrifice the two characters have at the end. And I just think like there's just a lot of cool narrative payoffs in it, and there will be more to come. And I'm looking forward to covering it again.
Yeah. Thanks for that was a pretty good concise summary. And I guess closing words is I really like how easy it is to reread this section. I've reread it twice now. Actually in a very short span. I've read it all 3 times in the past like month or so, and each time it just flows really well. Like I said, his biggest crime is he was insecure to linger in this part of the book. He wanted to get to what he thought was more interesting to the readers really quickly. I think that was a mistake. I think letting his family flesh out more as characters would have been a better idea, especially how important they are to Darrow as a person. They're his core motivations, and I think them getting more time would have helped reinforce that more. I think that the foreshadowing and the symbolism and the hidden references is great throughout the series, but I think he was very intentional with it in part 1 because he knew that a lot of these statements would become thematic cores of his whole book, and that's how you should do it as a writer. Your foundation should kind of pave the way for the rest of the story and like kind of come circular and on certain points he was trying to make with certain things, both on the thematic and narrative level. And on that note, Uncle Nero is the best character of part 1. Fucking Giga Chad that he is. Him winking at Darrow made me laugh out loud when I read that because it was just such a funny like thing to do when you're about to kill your nephew. Just wink at him like.
I'll accept second best, but yeah, it's fair. He's a really good character.
I think Dago's
Darrow is just so much just happening.
Yeah, Darrow. I mean, Darrow's my favorite character in the whole series,
which is so much
rare.
Going on with him.
It's very rare that a main character is my favorite in the series, or at least not typical. I think Darrow is just that good of a character. I just think in part 1, he's a bit too thick in the head for me to fully like him as much as he becomes. I think but that's part. I mean, it's part of the point. But I think Uncle Nero is more likable to me in part 1 because of. He's a more fully realized character because he's older.
I got your perspective. It's just considering just the build up of Darrow is really good.
You're gonna love it.
But yeah, you're gonna love this series if you listen to this and haven't started yet. I would recommend reading the book before us. We try our best to avoid spoilers, but we're not the
We
best
kind
at
of
it.
have to talk about some things,
Yeah.
and also we don't have to, but we want to, so that's also an issue. We're
We
flawed.
also fail really super fucking hard at avoiding spoilers.
Yeah.
We try.
Yeah.
We try, but we're
It's-
not
well,
great at it. And it's
I'm
also
sorry that
tempting
Pierce-
because you want
I'm
to
sorry that
reference all the
Pierce keeps putting
foreshadowing
cool
and the
shit
payoffs.
that like
yeah.
it's like he knows how to pay off his narrative
Yeah.
elements from prior. Like it's like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
he's so good at that.
Which
But
is why
anyways,
I'm glad that
person.
Rangi's going to read more of the book before we review the next time, because I don't want to get into like super specifics just in case there's people watching.
I'm hoping he reads and he has knowledge of part 3 next time, which
So
will
we
be
can-
hopefully cool.
I just want to be able to beat around the bush a little
I'm intending
less.
to finish the book before I
Sick.
return, so.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. So we can be a little bit
That'd be
more
good.
specific with our foreshadowing mentions.
Yeah. Although next week won't even likely have Rangi if we do it next week. So
No, if you guys do it next week, I'm definitely not going to.
We'll try not to be so unchained that you can't watch the streams catch up. But
Also, just keep
Rangi's
in
going to
mind
watch the Andy Richter show live.
the more we intend to
horrors
cover.
of leaving his own state.
Yes. The more we intend to cover, the more heads up I'm going to need to prepare everything, both from a reading perspective and a visual perspective. Because I mean, this series is a little hard. Like if we did something with like a bit more mainstream, like A Song of Ice and Fire, visuals would never be an issue. There's too many fucking visuals to choose from. It's the opposite problem.
Oh, buddy. Don't say that. I remember once upon a time wishing for that exact same thing, and then we got Game of Thrones.
Careful what you wish for, Monkey's Paw and all that. I know, but I'm just saying, I really do take a lot of time trying to find good visuals. It's cursed.
What's wrong with your paw?
It's cursed.
Iron?
It's cursed.
Okay.
Yeah, but because there's not a lot of official art. The card game is carrying pretty hard right now, but there's not.
Oh yeah, well, I honestly like. I would say the art I've been kind of most on, not the most, like a lot of the card game art is good. I just kind of prefer like a long on Nero. I just feel like that suits him better.
Long hair on Nero.
Like the like the tarot card by Midnight.
Let me pull that back up. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
I don't know.
I kind of like that with a little more.
The long hair makes I think make him look more like a lion, but the short hair makes him look more like the Romans he's modeled after. Because the Romans had short hair.
I definitely get the decision, like the decisions here, but yeah, I just kind of like the longer.
I always I imagine him with long hair.
I do
don't
as
know
well.
why, but I can.
I just think the lion imagery, like it suits that particularly well.
Well, I think its problem is they both work really well.
Patrick Stewart for him, to be honest.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I see Patrick Stewart for him, to be honest.
I see Charles Dance.
Oh, that's good. I can see that.
I tend to typecast Charles Dance as like this character in every series, but hey, Hollywood does the same thing. So like I would cast him as Strafe in Mistborn.
Who would ever believe that we all became friends?
I know. I was kind of thinking like an Alan Rickman for Nero, but that's fair.
Alan Rickman, I think, would be
bit of the dead side.
I think Alan Rickman would make for like a good he would be a good character for
Romulus.
Yeah, I was thinking Romulus, but I think Sean Bean would be a better
I don't know
Romulus.
Oh yeah, Romulus.
Because Sean Bean, because Romulus can get a little loud, and I think Sean Bean.
No, it can't be Sean. It can't be Sean Bean. That plays too much into the trope.
Yeah, but we're allowed to do tropes, all right?
Now we're getting spoilers.
Okay,
no, we are.
I was careful.
Rangi, what do you know about Romulus?
You can't be careful with Sean Bean spoilers.
Of course I can. There's plenty of things where he wins.
I only know of one of them, which is like
every Sharp movie.
Sharp.
Shut up.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah,
just
but
Sharp.
like
oh, hey, guess what?
So shut up.
Sean Bean doesn't die in Troy. There you go.
Okay, you know what? Maybe you're lying to me properly. I don't know. Anyways, yeah.
I'm not. There really are loads of Sharp. I own them all.
No, I know you're correct about Sharp. I'm just wondering if you're correct about him not dying. But anyways,
he doesn't die in Sharp.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
He doesn't die in Troy either.
I'm gonna leave it to that. I'm not talking about Sean Bean anymore. I'm talking about someone else. But
Hi,
yeah.
Tash.
So we should probably We should probably
Shall we say
conclude here,
goodbye?
I suppose.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Rangi, Dake, plug your channels, and then we can end the stream.
He definitely didn't go for live for a
Good
second.
rat.
there.
Good rat. That's my rating of Red Rising so far.
Good Rat Legion.
Rangi, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Rangi Nui. I do a lot of gaming streams. Sometimes I do anime streams, not as often these days. But for the most part, I do gaming streams, and I'm working on a little bit of a project on the side there.
Me and Dake are in
So
it.
look out for that in like, yeah, look at, but, well, I dive into the project, but the larger scale project, look for that in like, I don't know, 6 months to a year from now.
Oh wow, you're going that large with it. I didn't realize that.
I'm only saying that now because I don't know when it's gonna come out.
Okay.
Cover your ass.
All right, Dake, your channel, go.
Yeah, I am Dake. The channel is Dake's Den. I so far do live streams with some of the boys. It kind of varies in content. Started with books, did some Garlic Phone.
Back to books.
Now, back to books. I turn up surprisingly often on Rangi's gaming streams, which is quite fun. And I too have a little bit of a project in the works, and maybe one or two other things that need to be discussed. We'll see. There's some stuff on the line. It'll be fun.
My next video is going to be on Groundhog Day. It's overdue by a lot now. It's what day is it? It's today.
I'm not doing the Groundhog Day thing. What?
No, I said I am.
Oh, okay. Thank God. Jesus. I thought I'd forgotten.
Dake's not doing Groundhog Day. What?
Okay. My brain is shot now. I thought I said I. Did I say Dake?
You did say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever is most convenient to me, you said.
Fair enough. All right, well, that's all we got for you tonight, chat. We were a little bit better today. We only did, 3 hours and 4 minutes, whereas last time we did 3 hours and 22.
Yeah, because we lost an hour due to technical difficulties.
Yes. We were worse with tangents this time, though, I would say.
Well, wait, but
I do like the idea of having more of a format where we kind of talk about the story and like certain elements of it, and then we maybe get into some nitty-gritty stuff.
I think a good idea would be if we want to do any debates, we pin them till the end, because I think that's where we really got lost.
Yeah, we did. You could call this one the debate episode, the great debate.
Yeah.
Have a good conversation.
What?
Yeah, no, definitely the conversation's always fun.
Yeah. I just think if it's going to spiel into too long of a tangent,
I do think we want some
it
structure for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go.
It's kind of an ongoing thing, so we'll have to pull a Pierce and kind of ease into it as we keep going along. Get better at it.
We'll figure it out as we go, and my brain instantly translates it as Leroy.
All right. Well, that's all we have for you tonight, folks. Stay rising.